the contacts and solution was wasting money each and every year. After I got the procedure done, which, by the way, only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 20/15 vision better than 20/20. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
And our Champy's Chicken sound of the day to wrap things up with, brought to you by Sterling and the crew on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Go by there for lunch or dinner. Been open about an hour now. The chicken is cooked to order. So when you order it, that's when it drops in the grease. It comes out piping hot. It's delicious, brined overnight. Hand-cut chicken fingers, perfect for tailgating and for watching the games like Monday Night Football tonight. You can watch it with our friends at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Luke and Bill said on Monday Morning Live, by the way, you can go back and watch that anytime you want to throughout the week. Some good stuff leading into the big games this week. He said if he was at Virginia Tech or UCLA, or any other job that would come open, they'd back up the truck for Kirk Cignetti. I'm not sure Cignetti would leave for either one of those jobs.
They're worst jobs right now.
Yeah. I mean, you've already gone to a college football playoff. You're in the Big Ten.
And he cashed in with a big contract. He's got the best agents in the business, guys we know well, same agents that have Dabo, that contract that Joel Klatt was talking about. So he's well taken care of in Indiana, and this guy, his job security in Indiana
that's what I was going to say.
Through the roof.
You know, you take a job as a college coach, 99% chance you're getting fired. These guys just don't get to go out on their own terms. What he is creating is much like what, to a different degree, what Dabo did at Clemson, though. He has already cemented his name in 2 years.
Here's Cignetti after beating Illinois really at their own game over the weekend.
Obviously, I know you guys brought some pressure, but your defensive line really physically whipped them tonight. Just talk about the job those guys did, just the whole defensive front getting pressure and shutting down an offense that had been scoring a lot of points.
You know, that's what I saw on tape too, you know, and I thought our defensive line could whip their offensive line, and we did. And they came out and played with tempo early, and give him time to throw. He's going to get the ball where it's got to go. And but, you know, I think the sacks were huge. Block punt got us going, and then they couldn't stop us. They couldn't match up on the perimeter, and then, you know, we broke their will and just pounded them.
Yep.
And he's a good quarterback, but you know, he took a lot of sacks last year too.
He is so confident too.
He is, but I mean, he's backed it up.
He has
at every turn, except that Ohio State game, and
that game was closer than the score indicates.
That's what I was about to say. If not for the missed punt before the half,
and then the punt return right after.
Yeah. Well, and then when Notre Dame was playing elite defense, they lost by 10 in the college football playoff in a ice cold game. You know, so I mean, they were respectable even in their 2 losses last year. But I mean, when Mendoza has got 3 more touchdown passes than incompletions, 2 incompletions, 5 touchdown passes, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's an amazing stat over the last few games. Seems like there's somebody else in college football that has that too. Is it Maeva? If somebody else did the same thing. They've got almost more completions, more touchdown passes than incompletion in the last couple of games. A couple of guys like that who are getting it done. All right, a few minutes away, new link will be sent to you for Brock Heward, Lance, and Unlocked. That's coming up, part of the Monday routine. Make it part of your Monday routine. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new Chicken and Bowberry Waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a Bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try Chicken and Bowberry Waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. The Next Round presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show. We'll get into the bubbling Derrick Henry coming up. I'd still want him on my team, though. We'll talk all college football as Bama goes to Georgia as an underdog, and Auburn goes to Texas A&M as an underdog. And Forrester has given me 21 sound bites that we cannot. I mean, we could play them all uninterrupted and not get them all in the show today. So we will get to these throughout the week.
You mentioned both being underdogs.
That's my intention, by the way.
And I got into this rabbit hole yesterday, and my robot could not help me out. But I dug, and I came up with November 11th of 2000 was the last time both Alabama and Auburn on the same day were underdogs.
November 11th?
You have to go that far back.
2000.
Lance,
I mean,
Jim, that's 25 years
I
almost.
could be wrong. I tagged Furman on a tweet. I sent it out. I haven't heard anything back. It's everything I went through, that's what it showed me.
That's insane.
I mean, I had to dig, but I think the last time both teams were underdogs on the same day was 2000.
Well, Brooks is listening. Brooks, jump in and do some research as you enjoy.
But that's pretty amazing. If we've gone a
Pop-Tart.
quarter of a century before those two teams have been underdogs on the same day, that's crazy.
That is.
Now, Nick Saban went, basically 15 years without being an underdog.
Yeah, but did wipe a lot of that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not questioning, just critical thinking. Between 2000 and 2008, I would imagine Alabama was an underdog quite a few times.
Tuberville wasn't an underdog a ton, though.
I'm just saying that it seems like somewhere along the way they would have played a Steve Spurrier Florida team.
Well, I was going to say Florida or at Georgia were going to be the times you would have called Tuberville as an underdog.
You would have been surprised.
Or LSU.
Maybe.
You guys would die if you – so here's what I came up with. Alabama was a dog in Starkville in 2000, and Auburn was a home dog to Georgia.
I can believe Auburn home dog to Georgia.
In a 13-18 matchup, Georgia was 13th. Auburn pulled off the upset.
Yeah.
But I've got both of them underdogs on that day. If anybody can prove me wrong, I'm not going to debate it because I really did a deep dive and got the robot involved, and we couldn't figure it out.
Man.
Okay.
But I think that's it.
That may be, instead of watching bad television, I may try to jump on that somewhere. I'll just try to work between that date and 2008, Nick Saban getting good.
Yeah,
I'll try to work between that and see if I can find
That's what I did. I mean, it was pretty easy once we got it.
Once you got a Saban era.
You had that one game, it was at 15 where it rained over in
Georgia?
Athens.
Yeah.
And that game went back and forth. And we really never got a definitive who was favored, who wasn't. But that was the only questionable one before the 2008 season.
Yeah. Show 1042 brings us to a historic moment. We've already done a whole 20, 30-minute special anchored by Lance Taylor yesterday of Bruce Pearl's announcement of his retirement and then Stephen Pearl officially being named the head coach. We want to jump into that first today, get some reaction. It's brought to you by our friend Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys.
Yeah, he has been a Birmingham guy his whole life and wanted to create a firm that took care of everything his community of Birmingham faced. That's what Alexander Shannara has done. You never pay a dime unless they win your case at Shannara.com. But I mentioned Birmingham, born and bred, Birmingham-based for 24 years, a firm that has grown to more than 150 lawyers now, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. And they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, Shannara.com.
And our friends at Way to Wellness. I stopped by there yesterday after the show, rolled in there, and quickly bumped into two guys who listens to the next round, sitting right there in the lobby, ready to get their evaluation from Leslie and the board-certified team. How can you jumpstart your weight loss? Right there at planforme.com, planforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fee. Your first consultation absolutely free, and that's what those guys were going through. I picked up my protein bars that helped me prevent me from bad snacking between lunch and dinner. This may be the longest I've maintained the steady weight in my career, so I appreciate the fine folks at Way to Wellness. Injection therapy, meal replacements, and those protein bars I use, all right there at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. All right, Bruce Pearl makes the announcement yesterday. Over 700 wins, winning as coach, 246 in Auburn history. And here's how it looked on social media. Auburn releasing this, and also you'll see here another video that was sent out where Bruce turns it over to Stephen Pearl.
11 years ago, we planted roots here in Auburn, Alabama. And that won't change. God truly had a plan. But for me, it's time. I've been a part of college basketball for almost 50 years. And the truth is, it's time. I told myself that when I got to the point where I could not give it my all, where I wasn't necessarily 100%, where I couldn't be the relentless competitor that you expected of me, that it was going to be time. And as hard as it is to say this, I reached the realization that it's time for me to step aside. Hey, Steven, forgot something.
The transition there to Stephen Pearl.
War Eagle.
As the head coach now of Auburn, and he's the permanent coach. He gets a 5-year contract. He's been an assistant there since the Pearls got to Auburn. And as we said yesterday, and we'll repeat it here if you missed it, absolutely, without a question, the worst job in the SEC and one of the worst Power 4 jobs in all of college basketball, and they turned it into a tough ticket, 2 Final Fours, several SEC championships, and now Stephen takes over that program. Your thought first when you heard that Bruce was stepping down?
Not surprised. I mean, a little surprised it happened in September. I mean, look, there was multiple reasons that you and I discussed yesterday. You talk about the open state Senate seat from Tommy Tuberville and, you know, Bruce's maybe aspirations to become a politician, which I don't understand that, but good for him. So there was that in play. And then also when a coach does this right before the season, you are, I don't want to say forced, that's the wrong word, but I just remember when Dean Smith did this at North Carolina for a long-time assistant Bill Guthridge, and everybody's like, damn, they didn't have any choice but to go to Bill Guthridge. But I just think Bruce wanted to make sure that Stephen got the opportunity, and I still think if this was the offseason and this happens in April, Stephen probably still gets the job. At least you would hope that he gets the job. But the timing was a little interesting, but we heard the soundbite about a month ago that Forrester played right here on the air where he was like, you know, sooner than later, I'm going to be retiring.
Brown, on that right there, are you surprised that nationally there's been so much use of nepotism?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, would it a great, like, first of all, I don't think there is nepotism here.
Right, I don't either.
Yeah, but wouldn't the greater example of nepotism actually be having your son as an assistant, not you retiring and your son getting the job?
Right.
That's a school making that decision. Like Bruce Pearl couldn't unilaterally make that decision. Now, Bruce could flex his muscle and say, this is the way I want this to go down, and it's on Auburn to either say, our program is nowhere near where it is without you, so okay, or we appreciate your time, we're going to do this our way, thanks for the retirement. Yeah. I mean, that's Auburn's decision, but to me, nepotism would be Bruce is able to unilaterally make this decision and say, I'm retiring and this is my coach, and there's nothing Auburn can do about it, and he couldn't do that.
Yeah, we're 42 days away from the tip of the season, and there is a 30-day window for players to transfer. I personally don't think one of them will leave. I think they already knew that this was happening. I think this has been the plan for at least 2 years. Associate head coach. If Stephen Pearl's name was John Shire, would this not be the obvious hire to replace Bruce Pearl?
I mean, John Shire was the obvious hire for
didn't this just happen? Didn't it just happen at Duke?
It did. 100%.
It just happened at Duke.
Yeah, you stepped aside, and actually Mike Krzyzewski, Lance, had assistants that had head coaching experience. Chris Collins, who's done a pretty good job at Northwestern, head coaching experience. Tommy Amaker, head coaching experience. They actually went with a guy with no head coaching experience that was right there on the bench. I mean, that was their hire. So, yes.
I mean,
now, if that had been if his last name were Krzyzewski instead of Shire, maybe people have the same reaction, but I really think everybody would be like, no, Coach K's earned the right to do this.
I understand if you're not close to what's going on from a national perspective, it's pearl to pearl. But if you've been paying attention to what's going on, and you and I were talking a little bit about it, and you and I talked about it yesterday on the special, that they've been grooming Stephen to take this thing over for a few years. and more recruiting-wise and in-game coaching, game planning, all of that has been falling on Stephen's plate a lot more. They've been grooming him for this takeover for 2 years. It's the same thing that happened at Duke. It just happens to be son taking over for a dad.
Yeah, because, some people might say it, like, well, you got to go see who wants the job. Trust me in this. Duke would have found more qualified candidates than John Shire.
Yes.
Yeah, I
with
agree.
better resumes, absolutely.
Oh, when Mike Krzyzewski walked away, literally anybody would have taken that job.
Yep.
Like, I think you could have gone to anybody in the country and they take that job from the school that they're at. I don't think there's one that would have said no. Not one. Maybe Hubert Davis, because he's a North Carolina guy. But other than Hubert, I don't think anybody says no. But they picked the guy because that's the guy Krzyzewski was like, I've trained this guy. This is the guy that's going to take over, and he's going to keep doing it my way. Hey, by the way, he has. Shire's been really good. So
really good.
Yeah, I think in this situation, if Bruce Pearl, Lance, to your point, had retired in April, do you get if you do a national search, what kind of names do you get? You probably get more qualified names than Stephen Pearl, but that does not mean you would have necessarily hired those guys.
Yeah, look, I'll use Texas Tech as an example because we brought up the two examples of coaching greats that left it to their sons. Gene Bartow to Murray Bartow right here in Market, and then the other one in Lubbock, Bobby Knight to Pat Knight. But also, when Chris Beard took the Texas job, his longtime assistant Mark Adams got the job. Now, he ultimately gets fired for insensitive behavior. I use the air quotes because I really don't know the whole story. But do you guys remember when that went down? But Mark Adams took over and did a great job with it. So, yeah, your top assistant typically is at least given – maybe the most consideration unless you have that home run hire in mind.
And to me, if you are the worst basketball job at the SEC before Bruce, BP, before Pearl, then it's a gamble if you get away from what's working, right?
Yeah.
And you're maybe the best home environment in all of college basketball. It's at least in the conversation. One of the toughest tickets in all of basketball, maybe the toughest, it's in the conversation for every home game. Do you think the momentum drops off for any of that initially with Stephen Pearl being the coach?
And the used key word there initially, no, not at all. It's still going to be what Neville Arena has been. Now, if he can't keep it to the standard, which that remains to be seen. That's on Stephen to keep it to that standard, then maybe it does drop off.
Yeah, and I do think that there would be this sounds bad, a quicker trigger. Pat Knight made it 3 years. I think it was 11 games under 500 when I looked at this morning. There was a couple. Because Bruce had this thing dialed in. Yeah. I think 6 of his last 7 years outside of the COVID year, he gets to the NCAA tournament. And again, we talk about how bad this program was. 109 seasons of Auburn basketball before Bruce Pearl was there. 2 SEC championships, 9 years he's there, 3.
Yeah.
2 Final Fours. So Auburn's used to winning. So I think Stephen will be given, but if you have a couple of, 14 and 22 years, then that's a problem.
But that would be the same case as if you went out and hired fill in the blank.
Yeah, I don't foresee it though. From everybody, all insiders, Stephen knows basketball. He relates well to the players. He's got that same energy Bruce had. Maybe not to the point of Bruce. Nobody really did, but I don't see. This is.
Well, he's got to be himself. He can't be Bruce's personality.
No,
right?
I get it, but I'm just saying everybody loved that energy from Bruce.
That's right. Yeah.
But this is a natural transition. This by far makes the most sense.
Yeah, I do too. And the timing of it is weird. And I don't know if Bruce will end up running for this Senate seat or get into politics.
Don't do it, Bruce.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either if I was in his situation.
I'd be on the lake all day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd find me at Lake Martin or Willow Point.
And I come to the home games.
In that video, he says he's not running for
Senate.
Senate.
I know he says that. Yeah.
But you could always come back and say, well, I wasn't going to, but.
Yeah, you don't make the announcement even if you're running on that day anyway. You save it for a month or 2 months from now. You don't want to campaign for over a year. It's too long. But I don't think he's going to run either at this point.
I hope he doesn't.
I would say this, and I use this as an example in one of the interviews I did yesterday. Pat Dye moved into that office almost just like the one Bruce is moving into, an ambassador at the school. He was going to have a role at the athletic department. And Pat Dye did a lot of great things after he left coaching for Auburn, but he also was a shadow on the football program for a little bit. And, there were some, people that would run to Pat and get interviews, or Pat would be on Feinbaum's show and give interviews. See, Bruce won't be doing that because it's his son who's taking over. And I use the example, Nick Saban is willing to help Alabama and Kalen DeBoer anytime Kalen asks. Anytime.
I mean, the guy flew back from game day in Knoxville and caught the second half of an 11 a.m. kick.
But imagine if it was Kalen Saban. If his last name wasn't DeBoer and his last name was Saban, how much Nick would be helping.
Yeah.
So to me, you're getting the younger version, but Bruce is right there to be not only the former coach to help out, the sounding board of one of my assistants, but also giving fatherly advice to Stephen. And I think that's a win-win situation for Auburn. We'll see what happens. The first thing is that 30-day window. Again, I don't think anybody leaves, but as soon as it was announced officially yesterday to where it wasn't considered tampering, do you think Todd Pettiford's agent got a phone call or 100?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on right now is everybody is looking at, do we need this guy? Do we need that guy? What can we pay him? So, and at this point, obviously it's not tampering. You get 30 days. But let's not forget, I mean, these guys are professionals, and they have them do the air quotes again, contracts.
Yep.
So it is a little different.
The two Keyshawn's showed up where they're getting over $1 million. Remember that On3 story about who were the highest paid athletes in the SEC, and the two Keyshawn's in basketball.
Oh, and Pettiford will make more than Stephen will this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another good point. What you just said right there is that Stephen – as far as hiring the next head coach, if you did a national search and got a national name, you're going to have to pay
$5 million
above the average,
if not more.
Yeah. But for Stephen Pearl, I guarantee you, Auburn got a discount on the head coaching position.
I would think it was probably $2 million,
2.5, probably, if I had to guess. And
I don't know the details, but I'm going to say it's at least 3.
Okay,
that's a big number. But
even if it's 3, I say okay. Let's look at the total budget we spent on coaching last year. I'm taking 3. Let's use the balance in NIL. Just give me that.
Yep.
But, I mean, to me, that's a smart thing for any coach, not just Stephen Pearl, but any young coach to do. Yeah, I'll take your job, and I'll take it under market value. Give me the difference for my NIL. And when I win a championship or when I think I deserve it, we'll renegotiate my deal.
Yeah. That's a great point. Let me back off. I'll say it's at least 2.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's 2 or 2.5. Regardless, I'm sure Brittany's happy, and Nellie was probably eating farmer's dog before.
Yeah.
But I bet that foggy dog, the bandanas, and the collars and everything
upgrade?
that she. Oh yeah,
the dog's got an upgrade.
Yeah, probably so.
All right.
Hey, and you want to know? Cut one here, Tyler. You want to know how good of a job Bruce Pearl did at Auburn, changing Auburn basketball? That it became such a big story. We did a special yesterday in the middle of football season on a Football Reaction Monday here on our platform. It's made national headlines all over the place. It was on the ticker last night, Monday Night Football. And the Auburn football coach had to give his reaction yesterday.
Well, a lot going on today. And first, just, congratulations to Coach Pearl. His record speaks for itself, the Final Fours and the SEC titles and his draft picks and NCAA tournaments. But truthfully, all of that is great, but he's truly one of the best men that I've ever met. He's endeared himself to me as a friend and has been there every step of the way for me. I've don't know that I've ever met anyone that makes everybody in the room feel honored like he does. And I know I'll still get to laugh with him and see him at the lake and be around him, but certainly will miss being in the foxhole together somewhat. But the good thing is, congratulations to his son, Stephen, on this great opportunity to step in and start his career as a head coach and at a wonderful place like Auburn, who he's put in years of investment in getting this program where it is. So happy for Stephen. He's also a good friend, and look forward to developing even a deeper relationship with him like I have his father, Bruce.
Greg Sankey and the SEC unloaded the clip yesterday. I mean, first it was Chris Lowe reporting the permanent opponents, and then they're like, okay, before Hugh can take the podium and bitch and complain about these awful calls, the obvious thing, because me and Forrester were talking about this, like, Forrester said, he's about to go live. Well, he's got to address Bruce Pearl. Like, he's not going to be talking about these calls at all.
That's right.
And they actually delayed the presser an hour to kind of let the Pearl news come out. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, he did eventually, on my 21 cut sheet here, he did cut 5. He finally got to.
There is actually some football.
But Lance is right.
Wow.
You know what he had to lead with.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do wonder if Bruce announces this if Auburn pulls off the win at Oklahoma. Just to not, I mean, just follow me here.
Okay.
He does it today instead to let Hugh have his moment of beating a top 10.
I heard that it was going to happen way back during Alabama-Wisconsin weekend when I was in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, you said that yesterday, but I'm just saying, do you do it on a Monday or a Tuesday?
No. And I got texted yesterday when I was leaving, hey, is this Bruce thing going down today? And I was like, it's such a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday announcement. You don't make this announcement on a Monday. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it did surprise me that it was a Monday. So it's the old news cycle. You don't, coming off of a football weekend with Monday Night Football and all that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday announcement.
But practice can officially start today, right?
Started either yesterday or today.
Or
but
today, one of those two. So that was an issue as far as timing goes.
Players were together yesterday for sure.
So if you have a practice and Bruce isn't there, and Steven all of a sudden is making all the calls.
Or he is there, and he's like, I don't care, whatever you guys want to do. Steven, what do you want to do?
Let's have a slam dunk contest.
Let's play 4-on-3.
A lot of people didn't know who Todd Golden was when he took the San Francisco job. Now, if you're a deep basketball fan, people know the ties with Todd Golden. But Todd Golden was 37-38 when he took over that job as kind of an unknown. And Stephen Pearl taking this over at 38. He's obviously a known because of the name. But
a lot of the personality traits the same.
I mean, look, they work together. They're really, really good friends. Stephen is a big analytics guy. We've known that over the last couple of years having on the show. So, I mean, if this thing even, goes up into the near what Todd Golden's got cooking right now at Florida, watch out.
We've got some sad breaking news, and and it involves Auburn, so I'm going to get it out here, and then we'll do some more sponsorships after it. But TMZ Sports is reporting that former Auburn star running back Rudi Johnson has died at the age of 45. Cause of death unknown at this point. But family friends telling TMZ he had been struggling with mental health issues and the possible side effects of CTE for a long, long time.
God, you know what's crazy? When I was doing the research yesterday when Auburn was a dog, I think Rudi had a big game against Georgia in that win.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would have been in the time
2000,
frame. Heck of a running back at Auburn. And then
had a good NFL
pretty good NFL career. Cincinnati primarily.
4th round pick to Cincinnati in the 2001 draft.
Way too young to pass away, man.
That is terrible.
24-year-old with the Bengals. He had 957-yard, 4-touchdown season. I remember I go back to this a lot. I think it was me in Pasadena. Didn't Auburn open up a Thursday night game when I was in Pasadena for Alabama UCLA against Wyoming, and Rudi Johnson had a huge night that night.
Yeah,
and
he trucked a guy. I believe that was Rudi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Rudi Johnson. Trucked a guy in the secondary. I mean, just absolutely ran him over, and the whole stadium.
Yeah,
it's right in the middle of a touchdown run. They just go nuts about him, trucking this guy.
That from TMZ Sports there.
As I remember the story, and I'm not, for some reason, cannot say the quarterback's name. Was it Daniel Cobb? Am I far enough back there? Was that the guy that they were, I think, recruiting out of Butler County Community College?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they wanted him, and in recruiting him, saw Rudi Johnson.
That's
they were
right.
like, I think this guy could play too.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was almost like a package deal. Like, I think Tuberville staff only discovered Rudi Johnson because they were recruiting him out of Butler County Community College.
Sad news there. We continue on with everything else going in the world, get into some football and what we saw last night. After LT tells us about our friends at CPAP Plus, Sleep Home Alabama LT, a great place if you're struggling with your sleep at night. CPAP Plus can help you out.
Yeah, we talk about how important a good night's sleep is for your health. SleepHomeAlabama.com is the site you need to go to. It's our friends at CPAP Plus. They've got 5 locations throughout the state: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. You need that sleep study. Nobody wants to go to the lab to do it. Nobody wants to deal with insurance. Guess what? No lab, no insurance. $199 home sleep test. You can get the information, sleephomealabama.com. No lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated, that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. It's Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP from our friends, the O'Neill brothers at CPAP Plus. For more information, sleephomealabama.com.
Make sure you guarantee your spot for the 2025 Yellowwood 500 weekend this coming October. You can get it Friday, October 17th, Saturday, October 18th, capping off with the Yellowwood 500 on Sunday, the 18th. Get your spot right now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, or call 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience presented by Cool Ray. You can do that as well and get the most immersive garage experience in all of NASCAR. But get your spot now for camping, for infield, for tickets, and the grandstands there at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Most points in the NFL, and their quarterback has 10 touchdowns and no interceptions. Yet they're 1-2. The Baltimore Ravens.
And they're heading to Kansas City.
Yeah. And they're heading to Kansas City, who's also 1-2. So one of those teams is going to be 1-3. But the Lions beat the Ravens in a great game.
Yeah,
last
look, when
night.
the Ravens came back and took the lead, I thought the Ravens were going to win this. I ended up having the over last night, so nice. Having a lot of points, though. 54.5 was the total. It goes 68 with that last touchdown that Detroit scores. The problem, Derrick Henry to fumble in 3 consecutive games is insane.
Yeah, but tell me this, okay? And I understand it is.
But that's 2 critical ones.
Yeah, the one in Buffalo.
That was a critical fumble. You win that game if he holds the football.
The one in Buffalo seemed to be he got it pulled out of his arm. Last night, is there a human on the planet that can hold on to that football at that point?
Well, and I don't know if you notice. So watching Texas Tech and what their guys are taught punching the ball out, Nate Landman, probably the biggest acquisition for the Rams in the offseason. The final drive for the Texans week 1, he punches it out.
Well, wasn't even going for the tackle.
There's so many guys that are doing that now.
I mean, that's what everybody does.
But I mean, the strip used to be, people are like legitimately identifying the ball and going straight to the ball.
It was one of the NFL games, and I can't remember which one I was watching. I watched them all in the early window on Sunday. And some guy came up. He completely missed. And when you do that, it looks like you're taking a swing, taking a swing at the player.
And I think
he was going after the ball.
I think it should be officiated that way. By the way.
Oh, really? You don't like the punch on the ball?
Well, if you take a full swing like some of them do, and you actually hit the players, I think it should be 15 yards.
He missed everything, but it looked like he was coming in to take a swipe at the player.
Yeah, I just wonder how vulnerable you are if you aren't focused on actually getting a hit and leveraging yourself, and you're actually trying to punch it. Like, what kind of damage you could possibly do to yourself.
I know, 3 points, right? The 3-point, you got to hold on to it, 3 points. But I think with a clean punch like it happened last night, can you still hold on to the football? I don't think you can with a clean punch like that.
But again, Derrick Henry's like superhuman. The problem, outside of a guy like Derrick Henry, I don't think the Ravens are very physical.
Which is surprising.
Yeah, it really is, but I just don't see it. And one of the reasons I liked the over last night was – I thought Detroit would be able to put up some points. Almost played Detroit, but I just don't think this Ravens team is.
To your point, here's the facts. I just gave you most points scored, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions from Lamar, and they're 1-2. That's because they're 31st in points allowed. How many teams are there?
32.
32. They're 31st in yards allowed. So now I know you've played Bills and the Lions, 2 pretty good offenses, but that's not Ravens football.
Well, it is not. And a lot of the issues you're talking about, we flushed just because it was Josh Allen and the Bills. And you're like, well, when are you going to face that offense again? But a lot of those issues showed their head again last night against the Lions.
Yeah, well, look, I was scared to death. This is so random, but, with the 17-game schedule, you play your out-of-conference divisional 4 rotation. But then you have a random 17th game the NFL assigns to you. Well, 2 years ago, the Rams randomly had to go to Baltimore to play that 17th game. This year, they randomly got to go to Baltimore again. And I was really nervous about it. Look, and Baltimore still has Lamar Jackson. They still got a ton of talent. But That defense is trash.
Yeah,
right
it
now.
really is. And it's so wild because Marlon Humphrey is still an elite pass defender. So you've still got an elite corner there. I mean, you heard Troy Aikman last night talk about Marlon. Sound like Bobby Humphrey was in the booth the way Troy was talking about Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, but they weren't afraid to go after him.
No.
And you get more and more of that now, too. I would say this. You got to be intentional about your prayers. Somewhere in the Auburn football complex, they said, man, if we just had a Baltimore Ravens-like offensive line. 7 sacks last night, almost the 10 that Auburn put up this weekend.
This is why
7 sacks with Lamar Jackson back there.
Yeah, we all overreact to everything, but after Detroit lost week 1 to Green Bay, I mean, we were saying it. Hey, look,
done.
Yeah, no Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn, no Frank Ragnow. This is a different Detroit team than the one that won 15 games. I remember watching all the analysts talk about this offense is run completely different after week 1. And what have they done? 52 and 38 the next 2 weeks out. And I heard somebody this morning on Mad Dog talking about the 3 best teams in the NFC are the Eagles, Green Bay, and Detroit. And they didn't. And I was like,
no.
The Rams just ripped the dick out of the Eagles. They lost
Rams
the
are better than
game.
the Eagles, yeah. And somebody's asking in the chat room, have you changed your mind on Dan Campbell yet? The legitimate question. They say a legitimate question. They're taking a shot at you.
No, I can't believe he gets away with. On a 4th and 1 in that situation, he throws a fade. Like the probability of completing that, and I love St. Brown, but my gosh, he gets away with that shit.
Crazy Dan
It
Campbell.
really is.
I think,
but his team loves him, and if he's yours, you love him. Yep. So look, he's doing a good job.
I think in the research they knew that chances were good. They'd either pop free wide open or get a holding penalty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In the NFL.
You saw the probability. The probability doesn't really matter.
32%.
32%. Yeah. I mean, I would have punted there 1,000%.
No, I mean, do you see?
Worst case, they're gonna tie you.
It was an earlier 4th down that they got. I think. Did you see the reaction of some of the players on the bench behind him? They were patting him on the back, and they were maybe it was that play, but one of the reactions they love that mentality.
I know. Well, look, I think you're going to start Detroit and Philadelphia both. Philadelphia for different reasons. They don't dress punters. I mean, you got to be in a serious 4th down situation.
Two straight holds
for them to roll. If you're ever in plus territory, you're not seeing a punter with either one of those teams.
Well, that's what Troy pointed out last night. If you're in the across the 50-yard line, Detroit, and it's 4th and 5 or closer, they're going.
Yeah,
they're going for it.
And
passing up points on the first drive. Yeah. Troy said, I usually like to take points on the road in this hostile environment on the opening drive.
They rolled Bates out, right before half to try the 64, 65-yarder.
It was going to be 67. It was going to be an NFL record.
Well,
it wasn't really close.
But. I used to this was a year I was like, man, I am so excited about some of these kickers and what they can actually. But like, if it's your team, after what I saw Sunday with all the blocks, I'm scared to death.
Well, and Buck called it. He said, we're just around the corner from a 70-yarder. Kicking has changed so much in the NFL now. I mean, they're out there trying 67-yarders, and you kind of think you might make it.
Yeah. I wonder if the kickoff return rules have set up to where it doesn't matter if I give you the ball at midfield anymore, because I'm basically almost doing that on most kickoffs now. I'm giving it 35, one first down.
First down, yeah.
Let me try to
kick a three-pointer. If you don't kick into that zone, it's on the 40.
I honestly, Mike Leach got brought up on the show yesterday. I think it was Klatt that brought him up. I would almost love to see Mike Leach in today's NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Just with the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
That is what happened last night, and we'll jump into the college game. Clay Travis later on, our upset alert, where right now Forrester and Brown, 4 weeks, 3 winners, outright
That's
winners.
Crazy.
On the upset alert. 4.5 points or more. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later as we move throughout the show. A ton of stuff still to get to. That includes lanceslock.com. You heard him reference it a couple of times already. You can make a play at lanceslock.com. Brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah, another winning night last night for us at lanceslock.com. A nice walk-off from the Padres, getting postseason eligible again. We had the Padres. That got us over the top last night. Again, we had the over 1-0 last night in the NFL with the over 54.5 in Detroit and Baltimore. Lance's Lock, always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham's trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling. Any of those issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
We'll talk about Bama getting Tim Keenan back. Let's talk about getting Greg from Pell City up on your roof. That's what we can do at Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City right there and his beautiful wife, Andrea. They are locally owned over 20 years with Storm Restoration Roofing, and they will give you a no-nonsense, family-friendly approach to keeping your roof in good working order. It starts with that free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. Let you know if you've got any leakage problems, shingles that are out of place, maybe a fixture that has a crack in it that may cause some water entry up there, anything up on the roof that's going on that could be a problem. Greg will spot it. He's not going to fly a drone over your house. He's going to actually get up on the roof and give you a eyes-on, boots-on-your-roof inspection. 205-542-3531, 542-3531. He also handles storm damage and any roofing repairs you need. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Great with the insurance providers, and he's got some family-friendly financing available for you, too. 205-542-3531. Or Greg from Pell City, Storm Restoration Roofing, Alabama Football as they travel to Georgia next on TNR.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. but it's only here for a limited time. So try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
A little tongue-in-cheek because I really didn't, but I thought to myself, I had one Alabama basketball player I was looking really forward to seeing this year, and it was Jalil Bethea because of everything they'd been sending out, the videos from practice and the people I've been talking to. The Miami transfer had been lighting it up. Already a great backcourt. He's such a distributor. He had surgery Friday. He's going to miss extended time, left foot. Don't know how long he'll be out. But Nate Oates says it's not season ending, and thoughts and prayers to him. That from Yay, Alabama, giving you the news. But I thought to myself, I get excited about a certain player, and then boom, it's a foot injury.
The indirect landmine.
You know, I was so excited about that situation happening and seeing him. Eventually, we'll get to see him, hopefully at full strength, and at least Latrell Wrightsell is healthy to start the season. At some point, all the Alabama guards will be healthy at one time. For Nate
see that in
Oates.
a couple of years. Yeah.
All of them will be healthy at one time for Nate Oates. Back to the Bruce Pearl retirement. Basketball coaches that we've have seen retire in the last 5 years. Look at these names: Coach K, Roy Williams, Jay Wright, Jim Calhoun, Jim Boeheim, Tony Bennett, Larinaga, Leonard Hamilton, Lon Kruger, Bruce Pearl. That's 10 big names all in the last 5 years. And say what you will about Bruce Pearl, he has a lot of old school values that it always looked like he handled the NIL and player movement and portal really well, but in his core, I bet that gnawed at him a little bit. He's a loyal guy.
Well, not as old as, Roy and Boeheim, and not as young as Jay Wright and Tony Bennett. Kind of in the middle, and at 65, he seems like a young 65 because he's so energetic. But look, there is a common denominator between some of those coaches.
Well,
I just don't think they like today's NIL world at all.
Yeah, the two that jump out the most that didn't are Tony Bennett and Jay Wright.
Yeah.
Both those guys had plenty of meat left on the bone. Now, you could start talking about Boeheim. He was old. Krzyzewski had coached a long time. Roy Williams coached a long time. A lot of those guys, you look at it and I hate to only blame NIL because there's some age involved there, but I do think with Wright and Bennett, those guys could have gone a long time.
Our friends at MyBookie, as we move to football, we're about to talk about Bama and Georgia in Athens and what Kirby Smart and Alabama are saying about this big game. MyBookie.ag, Alabama about a 3-point dog?
Still a 3-point dog in Athens, total of 52.5. It's where that one opened. It's where that one is sticking. Penn State's actually ticked up a little bit in that same time slot. Penn State now a 4-point favorite over the Oregon Ducks, 52.5 your total in that game. Couple of interesting point spreads in the SEC. Or first, actually, let me give you the Auburn one. It is, of course, interesting. Auburn, a 6.5-point dog as they play at Texas A&M, total of 53 in that game. Some interesting other SEC games at MyBookie.ag. Notre Dame, a 4-point favorite in Fayetteville as they take on Arkansas. Big total in this game, though, 64.5.
That thing keeps dropping. Oh, I brought this up with maybe it was Brock yesterday. Notre Dame's defense is absolute garbage right now. It doesn't make any sense. Notre Dame's defense is kind of the equivalent, the collegiate level of Baltimore's.
Yeah, and Arkansas is not losing games because they can't move the football.
No.
They're losing games because they're moving the football and they fumble.
If you want a shootout, this will be a shootout.
Another interesting one, Ole Miss, a 1-point, skinny 1-point favorite at home over LSU. Lane Kiffin doesn't like the start time, but his team is a 1-point favorite. All those playable right now at mybookie.ag. Code next round. When you sign on at mybookie.ag, you sign on, you use code next round, you get that bet back bonus guarantee up to $500. You make your first bet, they cover it up to $500. You lose right back into your account. You can play with it right away again. Fire down again, mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag. Code next round for that bet back bonus, mybookie.ag. Code next round.
I saw the clip, or I didn't watch the clip or hear it.
Good segment, by the way, Brown. Go
on
ahead.
Lane Kiffin?
No, the whole MyBookie line there.
I just wanted to see what Lane Kiffin said because 2:30. You guys have been to Oxford before. I think some people might like the night games better. 2:30 is perfect for an Oxford game.
Yeah.
But doesn't he like the fact that
I don't know
A&M
why,
and Auburn played at the same time?
I don't know why Lane's bringing this up.
Yeah.
11 o'clock I get 100%.
He's bringing it up because LSU complains about not having night games.
Oh, he's just being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but he did say Sankey was in town yesterday. The commissioner was in town, and I told him, we'll be 2:30, but I promise you, when we go back down there, it'll be night game. And when we go to
100%.
Florida later this year, he told us report. You'll go ahead and write it down. Well, no, it wasn't Florida. Who was he talking about? Somebody else. When we go there, it'll be a night.
Womack in this Alabama-Georgia game, he talks about the importance of Tim Keenan returning to the lineup.
Yeah, Tim will be back for the game. He's done a great job. Has been practicing, the last couple of days here and has looked pretty good. And so, credit to him and Jeff Allen and our staff for getting him, ready to go. So excited certainly to have him back. Just the physicality that he brings, the experience, the block recognition, the ability to get off of blocks, and certainly what he does for us, not only in the run game, but I thought he has taken some strides in pass rush as well from an interior pass rusher. And so excited to have him back this week.
Well, just getting those bodies back is huge. The impact on the game, having Keenan back against the physical Georgia offense.
Well, I think Keenan, going back, and Aaron Suttles made this point on Bam and Bourbon, which we'll have a new one out for you tomorrow. But he said, going into that game, nobody thought that it was going to be a big factor. But Keenan not only is an outstanding player, but he's also kind of the vocal leader of that defense.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think anybody realized, and I think Alabama fans still a little shell-shocked from the visit to Tallahassee, nobody realized what a big deal that was going to be. But I think getting Keenan back, and equally for this offense, as good as Ty Simpson's been, there is going to have to be balance down the stretch. And I think Jam Miller, I haven't seen, Kevin Riley's been a nice story, but I haven't seen any consistency at the running back position. I think you can get that for Jam Miller.
I know he had at least one receiving touchdown last year against Georgia. Maybe two. Or maybe he's had two his whole career against Georgia. But I think it was Nick Kelly who was saying that he's got two receiving touchdowns in his career, and both are against Georgia. I don't know if they were in different years or if they were both last year. Yeah. So he can catch it out of the backfield, but also in pass pro. They need him to run the ball, but they also need him in pass protection.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if there's ever something that you have lost and you're like, damn, I wish I would have kept that. That's Alabama with Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes, and we always heard that Justice Haynes, and ironically, the only time we ever saw him was strangely in that semifinal game against Michigan. But we always heard how good this guy can be, and now you're seeing it for Michigan. If you had that Justice Haynes on this Alabama team.
Yeah, but Lance, I think if Jam Miller was in Justice Haynes' situation, and Justice Haynes was in Tuscaloosa, the numbers would be the same.
Maybe.
I think it's just the offensive line, the mentality, and the run schemes. It just doesn't seem.
But Justice just seems explosive, and he looks like a guy that's going to go 125 every game.
Yeah, because I think they how many times did he? I have it here. How many times he carried the ball this week?
I would say that he's averaging 7.5 yards a carry.
Justice Haynes?
I'll pull it right now. Yeah,
he carried the ball this past game 17 times for 149 yards. When's the last time you've seen an Alabama running back get it 17 times in a game?
Haynes is third in the nation in rushing, Lance, 134 a game.
Yeah,
averaging 16 attempts per game, averaging 8.14 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Now, with that said...
And by the way, that's on the road at Oklahoma and Nebraska.
Yeah, but I was about to say, with that said, how big of a factor was he really at Oklahoma? 19 carries, 125. I think that home run was 75 yards.
It was 75 yards exactly.
Still, that's
50
that's
yards
part of it. I do think we
know.
overplay, if you take away that 75, that's part of it. That's why they're in there, because of those explosive runs.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's and this isn't a Kalen DeBoer or Ryan Grubb Kalen DeBoer thing. This was happening really back from Tua on. Alabama hasn't had the same type of running philosophy as Michigan does, for instance. So Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, any of those guys in the backfield there, they just don't get the attempts like they used to, and the offensive line just doesn't create the space like they used to.
I don't think you can win a championship without effectively running the football.
No,
I really don't.
There's no doubt.
You just look at your last three national champions, Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia.
I agree with you. It's weird coming from you. I mean, that seemed like such a 1990 comment there.
No, but I mean,
you're in 2025.
Again, you know,
got to play a little defense too.
Comes back to my Rams all the time. But when they are effective the most on offense, is when Kyron Williams and Blake Corum are effectively running the football.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to keep the defense off balance now, and you got to be able to keep pressure off your quarterback.
You know why the Lions won last night? They ran for 224 yards.
God.
It's the easiest thing in sports if you can do it.
That's pretty amazing that you talk about a Baltimore that has led the NFL, I think, in rushing 4 or 5 of the last 6 years. But they go for 85 yards on the ground, and Detroit 224.
What was that? That drive was like 19 plays, was it? They ran 9 minutes off the clock, and I think 13 of the 19 were runs.
Yeah.
And if you've got over 54 and a half, that's scary.
Who used to do that? Alabama all the time. They'd kill you in the fourth quarter with a third quarter eating drive that we did almost all of the third quarter.
Demoralizing is what it is.
It is. It is. It's not the way they play much anymore. And a good thing Ty Simpson's playing good football right now as they go to play Georgia, because he is, and the Alabama quarterback in recent years, even back to the Saban days, relied on more and more. Kirby Smart, when he puts in the tape, he notices Ty Simpson really quick.
Yeah, Coach, how have you seen this Alabama offense change year over year? Obviously, the quarterback has changed, but how has their identity changed, if at all?
Well, I mean, Ty's different than Milroe. You said it. So there's a difference in that. But he's a really good athlete. Like, he's a tremendous athlete. He played in games last year, and you watch all the snaps he took, and he has 60, 70, 80-yard runs that are, running down the field, outrunning good defenses. So he's a talented player. I would say he's probably the hottest quarterback right now in all of college football. His 2 last outings, I don't know that I've seen an incompletion. Like, the ball does not hit the ground. He's been accurate. He's been quick with the ball. They're really hard to defend because of their skill. They've got tremendous skilled receivers, backs, tight ends, but you got to have a trigger guy that can get those guys the ball, and they do.
Yeah, they really do.
He jinxed Jalen Milroe last year. Remember after that game? Man, they've got the best running back in all of football.
And he can throw the ball.
And he had really one good game after that, or one elite game with LSU outside of that, and now he's done it to Ty going into the game. Can I make one more point, though, on running the football?
Yeah.
Because if you go back to 2020, and that, to me, is by far the most dominant Alabama team we've ever seen. Would you guys agree with that?
Offensively, yes.
Najee Harris, everybody talks about Mac Jones and Devontae Smith winning a Heisman. Najee Harris had almost 1,500 yards and 26 touchdowns. So there was a lot of balance in that offense.
A lot of balance. Yeah. And that was a fantastic offense, helped out against an all-SEC schedule by those wide receivers, which they complement each other, right? If you can run it, it opens it up for those great receivers. If you can throw it, it opens it up for the running back. You look for that balance. Big game coming up. We'll talk more about it throughout the rest of the show. Clay Travis at the top of the hour. Before we get to the viewing menu, we do have the SEC release happening tonight. The schedule, a little more on that after we tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. Brownie, one of them is our friends at Bojangles.
It can be bow time for you at Bojangles. They got those great hand-breaded tenders that make a great lunch or dinner, but they also make a great tailgate, whether it's a high school game you're going to or a college game. You got those college watch parties at your house. So let Bojangles cater those for you. And they got those great dipping sauces to go with those great hand-breaded chicken tenders as well. And tomorrow morning, on the way to work or school, let breakfast go at Bojangles. Pork Chop Griller is back. You've missed it. It's missed you. So go get reunited with the Pork Chop Griller and make it bow tie.
Hey, you can now find our friends, Company Distilling, and ABC stores across the beautiful state of Alabama, also in states like Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina. Whether you're picking up a bottle for a weekend gathering or just exploring something new, Company Distilling is worth the pour. If you can't find it on the shelf, just ask your local store to order it in. Spirits this good, deserve to be shared, must be 21 plus to purchase. For more information, you can always go online, companydistilling.com/Alabama.
On the SEC Network tonight at 6 o'clock, you get the schedule for the next 4 years, not the actual dates, but the teams you'll be playing in the next 4 years. In the quote-unquote permanent rivalries, we protected the 5 most played in the conference. Auburn, Georgia's the most, 121 times they played. Ole Miss, Mississippi State is next, 117. Vandy, Tennessee is next, 114.
All protected.
All these are protected. Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M each 110 times. So the most were protected there. Ole Miss and Oklahoma had to bite the bullet. They're now permanent rivals for the next 4 years. It'll be their third meeting when they meet next year.
Wow. Well, I think
to make it all work, somebody had to be like, "Oh, let's keep the rivalries alive." Ole Miss, Oklahoma for the third time.
Yeah, I think even people outside of this state, the obvious, because I got a text from my buddy Mondelli last night, a big Tennessee fan. He's like, "How in the hell are LSU and Alabama not permanent?"
Yeah, well, no.
And I was like, "That's what everybody's talking about."
To your point, Alabama, LSU, no. Florida, Tennessee, no. So that's the Alabama, LSU, the game of the 2000s. Florida, Tennessee, the game of the 90s. Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida, LSU are all big ones that are not permanent. But keep in mind, you get them home and away every 4 years. So it's not like it's going away like Texas A&M did for over a decade, like Kansas and Missouri did for over a decade, like, you know, the Tennessee SMU is about to go away for who knows how long. At least we'll get 2 meetings every 4 years, one home and one away.
About player safety. Why don't we just play a 15-game conference schedule? I mean, it's professional football anyway now.
Oddly, Auburn is the least amount of times played of the 3 that Alabama are going to have permanent because they played Tennessee and Mississippi State more historically than they played Auburn because of the gap in the
I know that it would never happen, and you guys laugh, but would you guys like that, though?
Oh, heck yeah. 15 weeks
like
of
that's
SEC football.
You're only playing SEC until you get to the postseason.
No, I like the intersectional games.
Yeah, I'd like some intersection mixed in there. Let's have an 18-game season.
Yeah, Michelson brings us our viewing menu. Tell us about our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100. Got the procedure done in 2003. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
So at 7 o'clock tonight, you can go in 2 very different directions. On Paramount, you can watch one of the greatest movies ever made, Gladiator.
That's a good one.
Or you could go to TNT and watch Barbie.
I still haven't dove into Barbie yet.
I haven't either, but given the 2, I'll watch Gladiator again before watching Barbie for the first time.
I remember this is before your time, Jeeves, but there used to be, and we've talked about it before, DirecTV had the Outlaw card, and so you would get it reprogrammed from people that did this, and you put it in, and you could get everything, 24/7, all markets, all affiliates, but you also had all the pay-per-views. I probably saw Gladiator, and I saw it the night it opened at the theater. I've probably seen Gladiator 40 or 50 times.
It's a fantastic movie. Near perfect. I mean, I don't know what I'd change in it, honestly.
I agree with that. It's one of the best.
And Joaquin Phoenix, probably the best character as far as I agree. Acting ability, as good as Russell Crowe was.
Yeah.
Yep. And on Netflix, they've added some movies that I really like, and that is the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
Never seen them. Guy Ritchie directed a few of them, right? Or all of them?
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. I really like them. They're part of what brought him back, along with that first Iron Man movie. And I think they're a lot of fun if you like Sherlock Holmes at all. And finally, on Netflix, if you're looking for a family movie tonight, they've added Paddington to their catalog. And I think Paddington 1 and 2 are really great. Paddington had the potential to be the greatest film trilogy ever made, but Paddington 3 was a letdown.
If you're not looking for a family movie, I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. Dunaway, you got to see this. Now, we've all seen movies and shows that have a crazy girl in them. The Girlfriend has the 2 craziest women at the same time I've ever seen in my life. Robin Wright and Olivia Cook, the chick from House of Dragon. And it basically is Olivia Cook is Robin Wright's son's girlfriend that he brings home. And the battle between these two, like, it takes crazy to another level. Like, Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close crazy. Both these women are that crazy.
Holy cow.
So it's worth it. 6 episodes, psychological thriller. Critics loved it. It is just, if you want to see crazy, it's next level.
And it's called The Girlfriend.
The Girlfriend.
The Girlfriend. I watched Black Rabbit, episode 1 last night. Really good.
Oh, you liked it?
I did.
Yeah. I told these guys I finished it.
The whole series?
Yeah, the whole series. C. Yeah.
Okay.
I was disappointed, but
yeah. First episode was really, really a good episode. So
they can't get the bookmaker right.
I understand. Yeah. I understand. That's always tough. Baseball tonight, a big series. Detroit and Cleveland start. Detroit's in the process, or Cleveland's in the process of having the biggest comeback to win a division in the history of Major League Baseball. Started divisions in 1969. I think the Miracle Mets came back in 1969 and won their division. It was an unbelievable comeback.
Was it the 75 Red Sox too, or was it
there was a
the Yankees, Red Sox, the Bucky Dent?
Yep, I remember that one. The record, this will be the most, 15.5 games back. And they start tonight, 1 game back in the 3-game series. Detroit is collapsing.
God, they are.
1914 Boston Braves right now is the record to win the league, 15. So this would break even that record, 15.5 games, if they come back and win it. They start a 3-game series tonight. So the only thing falling faster than the Tigers right now is Tylenol stock.
I have
acetaminophen.
I have officially cheated on Major League Baseball because I really don't watch anymore. But this postseason is going to be incredible with all of the balance and just the way different teams are playing right now.
If the playoffs started today, the Dodgers would win their division, but they'd be in the wild card series against the Reds, and the Yankees and Red Sox would play each other in a wild card series. So that'd be entertaining.
Sunday's the final day of the regular season, right?
It is. So we're down to the brass tacks, if you will. Clay Travis on the other side. The show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, great place to go watch all of that Major League Baseball action that Dunaway was talking about. They've got the extra innings package, of course. Every single weekend you can get in there, enjoy big-time lunch, dinner, watching the NFL Sunday Ticket, all of the college action. It is home of the 29-degree draft. The Twin Peaks girls running them around in 3D right there. No one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they've got everything from the tequila cocktails, extensive bourbon category to top-shelf spirits, cocktails served over the ice balls, local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails, round out that adventurous menu, second to none. And again, don't forget about the 29-degree drafts right there at Twin Peaks.
Hey, as you're headed to college football or high school stadiums, you want to look great, keep that sun out of your eyes, whether you're on the golf course, out on the lakes, the rivers, by the pool, at the beach. You want glasses that look great, they fit great, and they last. And that's what you get with Breakline Optics. Again, we have tried to break the lenses on these things. Cleve for Breakline Optics is like, guys, you can't do it. I'll bring you some lenses and a mallet, and y'all go pound them in the asphalt behind your building. You're not breaking them. We did it. We didn't break them. He was right. You can get these glasses now. They look great. It is a Birmingham company. They are selling nationwide, though. This company is on fire right now. Get them while you can. BreaklineOptics.com, code TNR30. BreaklineOptics.com, code TNR30. To get your pair today and save 30% with that code TNR30 at BreaklineOptics.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
The one and only Clay Travis standing by, but we remind you there's only one great taste of Coca-Cola, but it comes in a variety of different flavors. That includes our friends with Coke Zero Sugar, right? Game day deserves the great taste, whether you're a Bama or Auburn fan of Coke Zero Sugar, because fan work is thirsty work.
All right, Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. At Clay Travis on social media with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Clay Dunaway has pointed this out many times, and he is correct in this. There will be focus tonight on the 3 annual opponents in the SEC release that Chris Lowe has already scooped. But you're playing everybody every other year, basically. So even if you've got an easy draw, you're still going to have to play a bunch of tough teams. It is the SEC after all. With all of that said, everybody in the world would sign up for Tennessee's deal. Alabama's tough, obviously, but Vandy and Kentucky as a Tennessee fan, even you were like, come on, man, Vandy and Kentucky every year?
Well, first of all, yeah, I think it's good. But I also think the way this thing went down was everybody gets to pick the rival that they most want to play. And I don't know how much attention people pay to this if you're not a Tennessee fan, but Kentucky's top rival is Tennessee, and Vanderbilt's top rival is Tennessee in their mind. Now, Tennessee is not the top rival, I don't think, of either of those schools. I think it partly is determined by how old you are. Older Tennessee fans, I'm kind of right on the edge, would be Alabama's the biggest rival. Younger Tennessee fans would say Florida is the biggest rival. And then Georgia is kind of out there on the periphery as probably in most Tennessee fans' minds, the 3rd biggest rival. So I think part of it is a balancing act of who do you reward. I suspect, I don't know exactly how they pick this, but I suspect that they let most schools say, hey, this will be kept private, but tell us who is the rival that you most want to play. How would you rank your proposed rivalries? And I suspect that everybody got their top rival choice. That's my best guess as to how this played out.
Okay, just because you mentioned Vanderbilt, I saw where you did your power rankings and you have Vanderbilt number 2. I'm sure you're having fun with that. But with that said, Clay, I don't know what to do with this team. You look at how South Carolina dominated them last year. They absolutely dominate South Carolina. They lose to Georgia State. They lay 70 on them. They have been so good the last 3 weeks, and when you look moving forward, they're going to beat Utah State. They're going to be in the top 15 when they go to Tuscaloosa, but they could win all of their games. I know that sounds insane. They can lose all of them, but this Vanderbilt team is a different team. They're on the SEC network. They just went up, about to go up 28-9 on Georgia State en route to getting that 70. But I saw this morning they have a 5.6% chance of winning the SEC. That is by far the highest odds Vanderbilt's ever had to win this conference. But, I mean, where do you think they end up settling at the end of the year?
Well, I think what you're hitting on is, one, this is not a smoke and mirrors Vandy team. They're really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you can win games. You get a punt return. You block a field goal. Somebody throws 4 interceptions. And you go back and you look at it and you're like, boy, if this game were replayed, they might lose by 20, but they won by a field goal. That's not this Vanderbilt team. And they really kind of opened my eyes when they hung 34 unanswered on the road at Virginia Tech after being down 10 at the half. Whatever you want to say about Virginia Tech, Blacksburg is a tough place to go play at night, and to blank them in the second half and come back from a 10-point deficit is pretty impressive. And then, look, South Carolina is not a bad football team. And Vandy, I know Lenore Sellers got injured, but Vandy went in and beat them by 24 on the road the next week. And as you just said, hung 70 on Georgia State and really kind of dominated them. I mean, there are lots of months of Vandy football where they didn't score 70 points, much less in one game. So I think what it's part and parcel of is this is the deepest 1-16 the SEC's ever been. Even Florida right now, which is a mess. DJ Lagway, last year everybody thought was going to be great. The defense is playing really, really well. They were, with 8 minutes to go or whatever it was in the fourth quarter against Miami, they were down by 6 points, or maybe it was 10 minutes to go in the game or whatever. They were down 6 with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Now, their offense is atrocious. But I think everybody is winnable, and I think everybody is losable. And so I think you can look at Vanderbilt and say, hey, they're going to go 7-5 just because the schedule is so crazy, and it'll be a real legit 7-5 where they could beat any team in the SEC on any given Saturday. Or they could go 10-2 and make the playoff. I think that's kind of the range of potential outcomes for Vanderbilt as you look at the rest of that schedule. They'll be 5-0 going to Tuscaloosa. And that's kind of an interesting spot for Alabama, right? Because you'll be coming off Georgia, and it'll be before you go to Mizzou. But, in all honesty, I just think the SEC this year, anything can happen. And the point spreads kind of tell you that. Look, Tennessee is like an 8-point favorite on the road against Mississippi State. I don't think anybody really knows what to expect of Mississippi State. Notre Dame is going on the road at Arkansas, and they're only a 5.5-point favorite, and Arkansas is coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah, Clay, I said yesterday, I think sportsbooks now, they are starting to alter these numbers, and they're making them more NFL-like. The days of Alabama being 17, 21-point favorites, I think against Vanderbilt at home, they're probably a 13.5-point favorite, which seems like a lot of points, but that is a small number, Alabama-Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Notre Dame's favored 4 real quickly at mybookie.ag right now. Notre Dame favored 4, Tennessee favored 7.5 to Lance's point.
Yeah, look, I just think it's much more like the NFL. It's not very often you get a double-digit spread in the NFL. And I think that's going to become more common in college football, where you have a lot of teams with a high quality of talent, and the talent's more evenly distributed. And so I think college football fans, and we've said this before, but I think they're starting to get it, are going to have to become more like NFL fans, where in college football, fans for generations have had the idea, this team beat that team, and therefore if they rematched, the same result would happen. Well, the NFL proves how ridiculous that is just in divisional matchups, right? I mean, a team can win by 20 and lose by 20, and that's not uncommon at all. Basketball, we know what happens. I think college football, because you only played traditionally once a year, there was this idea that, oh, well, whatever happened would keep happening into infinity, and people didn't really probabilistically analyze this thing. But I think that's I think that's the reality. I think that's where we're headed.
Not that you're a hot take specialist, but for those that are, which is the better outcome for the hot takes this weekend? Kirby losing to Alabama again, or Alabama being 2-2 4 games into this season post Saban?
Oh, by far, it's Alabama losing. I mean, for the hot takes, I mean, if Georgia loses, people will say, hey, Kirby's never been very good against Alabama. Look at the rest of the schedule. Can they get to 10-2? If Alabama loses, then, I mean, look, I think you have to be honest. I mean, Alabama has to go 8-0 at that point to make the college football playoff. And if Alabama loses to Georgia, I wouldn't bet on them going 8-0. I doubt even you guys would. I think 8-4 is legitimately in play if Alabama loses to Georgia. Now, if they win, then I think 10-2. Look, my goal, and I've said this, I said it last year with you guys, 10-2 should be what everybody looks to and says in the SEC, hey, that's where we want to get. Right? Because I think if you get to 10-2, you're almost always going to make the playoff in the SEC. So to me, yeah, 12-0 is great. 13-0 is amazing. That's great. I don't think it's going to happen very often. 10-2 regular season is, I think, what every fan base should hope for. That's going to be seen as a great year. You make the playoff and you give yourself a chance to win a championship. That, to me, is what anyone starting the year in the SEC should aspire to. Now, if you happen to go 11-1 or 12-0, that's great. But 10-2 should be kind of the number that I think everybody points to.
Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Pretend for a moment that organized crime has kidnapped Laura and your kids, and you have to get right one team playing in the national championship game to get their freedom. Who do you pick right now?
Well, I mean, that's a high stakes.
It is very high stakes. This is very important.
High stakes.
Very important.
Yeah, first of all, I don't feel that confident in any team.
I know.
I think Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to have a challenge, and this is a great weekend of college football.
Yep. It's a tough question, man. I don't know who I'd go with.
Go Indiana. Go Indiana.
Yeah, that would be.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I saw this morning, Clay. They have better odds now to win the national championship than Alabama, Texas, or Penn State.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm betting against them this weekend against Iowa, by the way. But I think Cignetti, I've got a new FS1 show that we're taping this afternoon, and I think probably Cignetti is one of the least covered stories in college football. What he's done to go 15-2 at Indiana is one of the all-time great coaching turns. And if you compare, say, how much attention we gave Dion, or certainly how much attention we've given Belichick, I think the argument is, hey, maybe pay attention to Indiana and what they're doing. I think based on schedules, I'm not sold on Ohio State at the quarterback position. Julian Sayin, I don't know that he's a huge difference maker. I'd probably go Ohio State based on schedules, but that's a very nervous Ohio State. I don't think that they play, I like the way their schedule's set up. I'm not sold on Michigan. I think they'll get Michigan. If you ask me, who am I most confident in making the playoff, it probably would be Miami or FSU, because I think there's a big drop-off after Miami in particular and FSU. But I don't feel 100% confident. I might go Miami because if you look at their schedule, they may lose at FSU, but otherwise they really shouldn't lose. I know we said that last year too, and they managed to choke it away even with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're pretty solid on both sides of the ball. It feels like we're getting good Carson Beck back this season. And so I might take Miami.
Imagine your wife and kids' life on the line, and you've bet on Mario Cristobal.
Mario Cristobal.
I would not be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to
I mean,
sleep.
I don't like my options across the board.
No,
there.
they're no good ones. No.
And I think it kind of speaks to how wide open. I don't know what is the. I don't have it open in front of me right now, but what is Georgia like in Ohio State around 6-1 to win a title? Like what's the top favorite right now to win a national title?
Give me 2 seconds, and I've got it right here on the at mybookie.ag. I think college football futures, mybookie.ag. Your national championship winner, Ohio State's plus 560 at mybookie.
Yeah.
Penn State plus 660. Oregon plus 680. Georgia plus 720. That's your top 4.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, basically, what you're saying there with those numbers is it's wide open. There is no prohibitive favorite, and I think that's good for college football. But I think it makes trying to predict all these different outcomes very, very difficult.
Clay, I think one of the most impressive things I saw over the weekend was Texas Tech's defense and how they dominated Utah on the road. And Cody Campbell, the billionaire, look, the money, at least early on this year, seems to be paying off. If you're really a Tennessee super fan and, you're going to hit $1 billion any day now, I mean, this shows you, like, if you really invest in a program, they can have results. I mean,
well,
if you knew Texas,
what
would $1 million, like, how many millions would you pay for Texas or for Tennessee to win a national championship? Or is that off the table?
I think it depends on, like Cody Campbell's a billionaire. I'm 100 millionaire. There's a big difference between those two things. I'd probably pay $5 million for Tennessee to win a national championship. If you told me, hey, will you stroke a check for $5 million? Yeah, I would do it if you guaranteed it. Now the challenge is it's hard to guarantee it.
I can guarantee you're going to win it this year. If Tennessee wins it, just stroke me a check for $5 million.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we're
Black magic.
If you had the magic, then I would be very happy with that.
Hey, before you go, I know a guy you're very fond of, Bruce Pearl, the Auburn basketball coach, announced his retirement yesterday, and it's a guy that you loved at Tennessee. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. A guy that has had a remarkable career at both Tennessee and Auburn.
I think that Rick Barnes has surpassed Bruce Pearl now at Tennessee in terms of his overall achievement. But at the time Bruce Pearl got to Tennessee, he was the best coach I think that Tennessee basketball had ever had. And he certainly is the best coach that Auburn has ever had. And I've told you guys this before, but I think but for that ridiculous barbecue, Junior visiting the house, like that whole story, which is just, it sounds even more ridiculous in the NIL era. I don't even think Bruce Pearl would have won one national title at Tennessee. I think he might have won multiple national titles at Tennessee because he had things rolling to such an extent in Knoxville that he had to build things back up at Auburn, and obviously took Auburn to 2 Final Fours. But if you just kind of could wave a magic wand and take away that incident, I think Pearl would have stayed at Tennessee, and I think maybe he's still retiring at the same age, but I think he would have won multiple national titles with Tennessee. That's how good he had it rolling. And obviously he came very close to winning a national title or more than one at Auburn.
All right, he is Clay Travis. Follow him on social media at Clay Travis. Outkick, Fox, you see him everywhere. Clay, thank you very much for the time. Enjoy the football. Have a great week.
All right, will do. I'll see y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Clay with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And our buddy Dr. B bringing us part of the show today. Before we get to 4 downs, LT, tell us about Dr. B.
Hey, look, if you're starting to thin out, Dr. Beckenstein is the man you need to see. Be preemptive. You want to maintain. You want to grow some hair back. I'm speaking from experience. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That is it. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. And right now, T3's got that test. It's easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. There are over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pill or topical form. You pick and choose which agents you want. Stop wasting your money and critical time on things that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B. Find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, T3hair.net.
Our friends at Central State Bank don't just open accounts, they open relationships. They are a family-owned, community-focused bank that is built on trust. For more than 100 years, they've served Shelby and Tallapoosa County with local decisions and personal service that feels like home. They can do the same for you. Whether you're starting a business, buying a car, planning for tomorrow, Central State Bank is there for every step with you. Central State Bank, rooted in community, driven by relationships, member FDIC.
All right, 4 downs time. As we get to 4 downs today, LT has those for us. Tyler will have them for us on Thursday. A few celebrity birthdays today. Let's start with first down.
First down.
Better chance of happening. Both Auburn and Alabama win on the road as underdogs, or Mississippi State upsets Tennessee at home.
I mean, you're asking me for, so I look at it from the point spread. Mississippi State's only a 7.5-point dog. Auburn's a 6.5-point dog. So those are you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of on the same plane to me.
It feels a little different, though.
It does.
How big
agree.
would this win be for Levy?
Oh, it'd be massive.
They're ranked after that.
I know.
Right?
Tennessee struggles to travel that offense sometimes done away in conference. I would say I am more shocked if both Alabama and Auburn win than if State beats Tennessee.
More so because Tennessee is dealing with not one, not two, but a number of defensive injuries in this game. And they've been dealing with some at corner for a long, long time. I would be more shocked if both Auburn and Alabama win this game than Mississippi State pulling the upset in Starkville.
That weird 3:15 SEC network kick, and one of those where you don't have it positioned on a TV, and you're like, oh damn, we've gotten into the second half.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Mississippi State's up 7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if I'm a Tennessee fan, this is scary. This is a scary road trip for me going to Starkville right now.
Because Chapin is good enough to put up some points without Tennessee defense.
Yeah, poor man Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah.
There's an
obvious
connection there, but yeah, I would agree with you.
Second down.
Jason Alexander, a.k.a. George Costanza, 66 years old today. If I ask you, ultimately better career, Jason Alexander or Jason Kelsey? To me, Kelsey's just I don't want to call him bearable. He's just a shade under Travis. Not as obnoxious, but watching him on the set before the game last night.
Did you see him playing in the band?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
This is not even close, though. Jason Kelsey will be a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's considered one of the best centers of all time.
One of the best centers of all time.
Yeah, but Jason Alexander is considered one of the greatest television characters of all time, and he has syndication money from Seinfeld.
Well, he does have all that. Yeah.
But, he had one role that was significant in life. He's struggled to work since then.
And that role changed the entire industry. It changed how television actors
Kelsey had one role.
We had sitcoms before Seinfeld. We've had him after.
Wait, what has Kelsey done outside of that?
He is a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
And a very successful podcaster. That is an extremely successful podcast.
I think Jason Alexander, he's got a star on the Walk of Fame.
You buy those. You buy those. A lot of people.
And I never watched Seinfeld. I know you're a Seinfeld guy.
No, I love Seinfeld. It was hard to stand out in that cast. They're all equal to me. They're all the same. I'm kind of with Dunaway, man. Kelsey is considered. You can make an argument he's the best ever to play his position in the NFL.
Would you say he's changed the way that position's played?
You could, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see how you're saying Jason, the George Costanza changed the way that sitcoms were done.
So originally they were going to pay them a lesser amount. And
no, we're talking pay now. They decided to negotiate equally. Yeah,
and syndication
That's
points.
Different. Yeah,
yeah. They got points on the back end instead of taking the lesser money per episode. And Seinfeld exploded the way it did. And
yeah, go check out Lucille Ball, how she changed the pay.
Yeah, she definitely changed it.
I think they're equally unlikable in Jason Alexander and Jason Kelsey, but I think it's tighter than you guys think.
I've seen Jason Alexander's house, not at all impressive in L.A. Just a normal house. As Dunaway likes to say.
Wouldn't buy it if it was in Greystone.
You drag that thing down 280.
It is amazing. You'll pass a house out there and it's $12 million, and you're like,
yeah, nice house. Don't get me wrong, very nice house.
I get that for $800 in Homewood.
I know.
Jason Kelsey for me.
Third down.
Ray Charles would have been 95. Ray Charles or Charles Barkley?
You bring in some personal ties here.
Yeah, I love Charles. I think I got to go Ray Charles here.
I'm going to go Charles Barkley, broadcaster, humanitarian, and one of the best NBA players of all time.
He's a top 50, top 25 NBA player. I don't know where you'd put him. Top 50, top 25. Yeah. Charles.
He'll be on the 75 and 75.
Oh, easy, 75 and 75. But I would argue he's the face of the NBA. Now, you guys could say, no, that is LeBron or whoever.
You could definitely make that argument.
So think about a guy that doesn't even play the sport, and you call him the face of a league. I mean, that's pretty dang incredible.
Yep.
Ray Charles was blind. I mean, gay. I mean, blind.
Bruce Pearl said yesterday that he would have never had the success at Auburn if it wasn't for Charles Barkley.
I do love. Have you guys seen the Ray Charles movie with Jamie Foxx?
I have. He's very good in that.
Didn't you like how because he was literally how he sized his women up because he was blind? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Yeah, he would feel their wrists.
Yes. Yeah.
See if they're big girl or not.
Seems a little invasive, but it could have been much more invasive. There's no doubt. I think Dunaway. I mean, Ray Charles feels like the right answer here, but when you stop and consider what Charles has done in the entertainment,
I'm going to lean Barkley, but
I think I might go Barkley.
Yeah. I don't have Ray Charles' phone number.
It wouldn't do you much good right now.
4th down.
Bruce Springsteen, 76 years old. Ultimately better career, Bruce Springsteen or Brad Pitt?
And here's where I get in trouble. Bruce Springsteen, one of the most overrated musicians of all time.
I don't necessarily disagree, but he is
I've
had
never
a hell of a career.
Never really understood the appeal to Bruce Springsteen. Don't get why everybody just adores the guy. I think his songs are super average, and a lot of them sound alike. It's like he just recycled song after song after song and changed the lyrics. I've never understood Bruce Springsteen. So for all those reasons, I don't even remember who the other one was.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. I checked out when you said Bruce Springsteen. I'm going to go Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Pitt's really, really good. I love them both.
Yeah, very good.
So I'd go Brad Pitt for me, but I love Bruce Springsteen's music too because of the lyrics. I like the lyrics. So you can say they sound alike or whatever.
I
you
would
can say he can't sing.
Brad Pitt as well.
Was the originator of the 3-hour show. Just a really guy that gives it all for his fans.
Oh, he does.
Whether you
I've
like
heard his
it or you
concerts.
don't.
Yeah, I've heard his concerts are high energy.
I never saw him
Brad
live in
Pitt
person.
started as a good-looking, basically, sex symbol. He's turned into a hell of an actor with an incredible career.
Very, very much so. Really, really like Brad Pitt. Hard comparison there. I'll take Pitt. And that's our 4 downs today. Brought to you in part by our friends at Hemp Hill. They bring you the show today, and they'll take care of you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with emergency service, plumbing, heating, and cooling.
Yeah, 205-229-2090. Trusted in Birmingham's trust since 1954 for any and all of those issues. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Hey, and how about game day? Everybody's on the road this weekend, but if you're making the trip to College Station or if you're heading over to Athens, Georgia, Bama, and Auburn fans, dress the right way. Don't wear black to Athens. You want to stand out as a Bama fan. You can get the new gear from the Pants Store. Don't forget, it's your game day headquarters for the quarter zips, the hats, the polos with name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle and Roll Tide like the Pants Store. Great locations in Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, all over Birmingham. You can get them online at thepantsstore.com. For all the ladies as well, you can get rompers and dresses and white sneakers and platforms and fall boots. It's officially fall now. Free alterations, free gift wrapping, all right now. Pants Store, pantsstore.com. When we come back, upset alert time.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Upset alert in just a second. I don't want to break up a bad thing, but that Jordan Davis blocked field goal with Philadelphia, did you see him? 300 pounds.
Flying.
They say 18.29 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like, I don't know how heavily the Rams were chasing, but nobody really got close to him.
Davis Allen for 1 second, and then I mean, first of all, it was such a painful loss. The only other one I remember as painful, and it was very strange, it was against your Dolphins, and I don't know if you remember this game in 2016.
The Jakeem Grant, no, wait a minute.
You guys were down 13-0 in the fourth quarter. It was one of Jeff Fisher's last games.
Yeah.
But it was when I was living at the hotel, and they had this like fancy ottoman that was made out of cowhide. Yeah. And I remember picking it up, and this is back before I could control my emotions, and I threw it, and it bounced, and it hit the wall, and it put a big hole in the wall. Yeah.
Not proud of that.
Not proud.
By the way, 49ers lose Nick Bosa for the year. ACL injury. NFL cranks back up.
They are snake bitten, by the way.
Yeah, they really are.
Thursday night. The show being brought to you by our great friends at Odie's.
Hey, live music sometimes Thursday night, but every Friday, Saturday night for sure. Wednesday night, tomorrow night, we'll be at the original location in Crestline. Odie's Team Trivia. Come join me, Brown, Will Haver. Get there early. Enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it for almost 4 decades now. The wings, the burgers, the great sandwiches, ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, and of course those famous cup cocktails. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. 2 locations: Edgewood, Crestline, Birmingham Institution. It's Odie's Tavern.
Hey, and don't forget, Talladega Superspeedway has NASCAR returning. It is coming up the Yellowwood 500 mid-October. You want to make sure you're there to see it all at Talladega Superspeedway. And you can reserve your spot right now, whether it's in the grandstands, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. It's in the infield, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. You want to get that garage experience presented by Cool Ray, the most immersive in NASCAR, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. You can also call 877-GO-TO-DEGA, 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Friday, October 17th, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoff race with the Love's RV Stop 225. Saturday, you've got the Xfinity Series playoff with United Rentals 250, and it all caps off Sunday, October 19th. I got the date wrong last time Brett informed me. October 19th, the NASCAR Cup Series Yellowwood 500. Get your spot now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Date is correct. Way to go, Brownie.
Thank you.
By the way, SEC schedule released tonight. Brooks will have everything for you on social media. He and Forrester are running everything at Next Round Live there. That'll be happening tonight in real time, where Alabama, Auburn, and all the SEC will get their 9-game SEC schedule for the next 4 years. We talked about that. The ACC yesterday announced they too are going to a 9-game schedule starting next year, so all the Power Fours will do that. Ironically, if you keep up, 17 teams in the ACC, which means one team will play 8 ACC games.
Dabo's like, we'll do it. No, I mean, so it's going to rotate every year. Who does that? How are they going to do that?
I don't know how they're going to decide that.
They did. I think they did also say that it's mandatory to play a Power 5, right? I think they did that, or a Power 4, excuse me. Like the SEC does. You have to have the Power 4 every year. So I think they said that too.
And then I don't know if Forrester can still pull it up. It would have been a Monday thing, Forrester. But before we do our upset alert, before you hit the button, Tyler, against the spread undefeated teams and against the spread winless teams. You guys ever look at that kind of stuff?
Oh, I do.
Who's good ATS? Who's good?
I bet you do.
Who's not good ATS?
Every week when we do a couple of these shows, I bring it up.
Yeah, undefeated ATS. Mississippi State, Texas Tech, Vandy, Arizona, BYU, Florida State, and Houston. Winless ATS against the spread. Clemson, Kansas State, SMU, Virginia Tech, Georgia, Louisville, Oklahoma State, Penn State, UCLA. I know that
Florida's on there too. They should be.
I know that UCLA has been picked once this year by Brownie.
Yep.
You
mean the Brown Bandit picking
Brown
against
Bandit,
them?
yeah.
But I mean, Florida, I don't know why Florida's not on that list. Long Island was not a number you could find anywhere. They've lost 3 consecutive games, not only outright but against the spread.
Yeah, so they should
and
be
I've
there
had
too.
them back-to-back weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so the pain.
Yeah.
Penn State's only there because of one of the craziest backdoor covers you'll ever see against Villanova.
Yep.
I know you've both seen it, but if people have not seen it because you were not watching Penn State destroy Villanova, don't blame you. Go watch the catch in the back of the end zone by Villanova to cover that game on the game's final play, a walk-off touchdown by Villanova on an Odell Beckham Jr.-like catch in the back of the end zone.
Let's see if we play any of those in this week's Upset Alert. Tyler, hit the button.
The College Football Spotlight.
Sound the alarm. College football's upset alert.
The Shannara Spotlight presented each day by our guy Alexander Shannara. You know his firm has always handled personal injury claims, but now they handle claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com. Shannara.com.
All right. Before Brooks jumps on with us, he is remote today. Tyler, you're officially eliminated from the competition.
Oh,
you
why?
can no longer play, Tyler, because Brooks finally scored. If we can take a look at the standings, Brooks, who had sucked at this game for 3 weeks, finally got 5 points. He jumped in there with a cover this past week. You get 5 points for a cover. You got to at least have a 4.5-point underdog to select that team. And then you're like, God, how are those numbers so big for Brown and Forrester? Well, you get 5 points plus the number of points that you're an underdog if you get the outright win. Brown and Forrester in 4 weeks have 3 outright winners, which
crazy.
LT, is that good?
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
Pretty big ones, too.
So that's 6 outright winners with a 4.5-point or more dogs, and you see the big numbers there. I have snuck one through the goalie and a couple of covers. LT has a couple of covers, and Brooks has one now, too. That means Brooks joins the show now remotely today to give us his pick. Brooks, welcome into the show, buddy. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers this week, plus 6.5. I think they have a bounce back this week going on the road against A&M. I think they did a really good job at Oklahoma. Obviously, we're in a situation to win the game, had the lead in the fourth quarter. We won't talk about all the other stuff that went along with that loss, but I think they showed that they can play well on the road in a hostile environment. And I know A&M went on the road and won against the Notre Dame team that we don't know much about yet, though. So I think Auburn's going to stand toe-to-toe and at least cover in this game. I actually like them to win outright. So I'll take the Auburn Tigers plus 6.5.
Part of me thought you were going to hold up one of your kids and they were going to have like a tiger face painted on
I've
them.
got him right there.
Yeah. If you'd had tiger whiskers on his face
awesome.
there, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah. Is that the sick one? You're holding the sick kid?
With the other one's at daycare. So,
Oh,
yeah,
so
this
yes.
is-
Okay.
I like he's a leopard or something.
He's a hole with a sick
No,
kid.
he's just running a little fever.
I didn't want him to vomit on camera. I was just,
You can help Brooks's kid out if you call right now. I mean, come on, Brooks. Thank you. Get back to childcare. We appreciate you.
Put a fly on his head.
Yeah, we're so glad that we will run a company that you can stay home with the kids there. It's fantastic. Thank you for being with us. Let's go to next on the standings. I think I'm trending worse, so I'll go next.
Okay.
LT is better at
Florida,
this.
Florida's just throwing off my whole season. They really have.
Straight with the Gators.
Listen, I've got a quarterback. I got a quarterback that has passed for over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's got 6 wide receivers.
Is this a riddle?
He's got 6 wide receivers that already have over 100 yards receiving, so depth of receiving. That's what I have in my game. I'm going to take the other team. NC State, a 10.5-point favorite. I'm going with a team that doesn't have a coach that is yet to cover against the spread.
Hokey high.
Give me Virginia Tech to cover and maybe get the outright win playing. Do y'all know who the head coach is now?
For Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
I do not. Lorenzo Ward used to be up there, the former Alabama player. He's not up there anymore, is he?
Monty. Remember
Philip Montgomery?
Philip Montgomery.
Offensive coordinator?
Monty.
Yeah.
Oh, Hughes, old Monty, who got the boot after 1 year.
Yeah.
Philip Montgomery running the show up there.
Monty called the play
I'll
sometimes.
jump right in. I'm going to go the Commonwealth State, too.
Oh, look at us.
Out.
Yeah, we got a weekday game against undefeated Florida State. Now, the thing that scares me, look, Tony Elliott, they've been very patient. Year 4, he has yet to go to a bowl game, and he's doing it with skill that he has brought in from Group 5. You've got a quarterback in Chandler Morris, by the way, his 4th stop from Oklahoma to TCU to North Texas, now to Virginia, and he's putting up some pretty massive numbers there. You've got running backs from NC Central and Wyoming, got a receiver from James Madison. It's all coming together. Their one loss, they play NC State. They blow a double-digit second-half lead. We talked about Hollywood Smothers last week. They went over 200 rushing yards. That's one thing that does scare me because Florida State can obviously run the football. But I like Virginia plus the 7.5 in this spot. Wouldn't be surprised when you look at the schedule. Virginia can win 9 games this year, which is crazy.
All right. Let's go to the back row. Lonely back there today with Brooks on remote, but there we have the AI guru, the guy who's fallen to second place, though, Scott Forrester. Scott, who do you have for us this week?
It's hard to keep up, man. Bandits on fire.
Oof.
Boy, I hated your Memphis play last week.
Yeah, Bandit is seeing things clearly this year.
I didn't like it for a while either.
Yeah. It was 28-10. I thought, wow, Bandit is, because by the time that was 28-10, Wisconsin had already packed it on in. I'm like, oh, Bandit's going to have a big lead. Nope.
Hey, Jim, did we plan out for you to bring up that against the spread graphic right before upset alert today?
We did not plan that out, Scott. That's the way you and I work. We're symbiotic.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know. Is that right?
That's a big word.
I think we might be.
I don't know what that. I feel like that means we share DNA, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to Davis Wade Stadium.
Look out!
Whoa!
I like Jeff Lebby and the Bulldogs.
Do you really?
I do.
Outright, Scotty.
Outright, man.
Look at this, it's a dog race.
Dak's going to run Smokey right out of Davis Wade Stadium. We're going to be ringing cowbells. Give me the Bulldogs plus 7.5.
If this was
Smokey's going to be so sad.
If this was early headlines and LTs, I was afraid what was about to happen when that dog moved into the trailing position. So there we go. Mississippi State ringing the bell. Boy, the philosophy on Mississippi State has changed 5 weeks into
Well, it
the
really
season.
has, hasn't it? Yeah.
And the Arizona State win was nice. Still don't know how they won that game.
Yeah. So there we go. That gets us to the Brown Bandit, who
Hey,
has slid
boys,
in.
what's happening?
Snuck in the dark.
You never see me coming. Just like Deshaun Foster never saw me coming. Cost him his job. I didn't cost anybody their job last year, but Wisconsin's going to fire that guy. Right?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're close. You're on a little trend here. I'm trying to get guys fired.
Well, that's not going to happen this week. The guy I'm picking against this week, zero chance it gets fired when they lose this game. They are going to lose it. Zero chance it gets fired. Listen, I do this for the people. I don't do this for me. I got plenty of money. Yeah. I could retire today.
Are you a 100 millionaire like Clay, or are you a billionaire?
I am a 350 millionaire. Okay. I'm in front of Clay. I'm between Clay and Larry
Campbell?
Ellison.
Okay.
And who?
Cody Campbell.
Cody Campbell. I'm between him, too. $350 million. And if you played the money line on my 3 games this year, you could own a third world country right now.
Do you have a house in Florida where you get tax breaks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never gonna live there. The feds think I do, but I don't because I'm sneaky like that, Dunaway.
So do you have that house, but like can run for office wherever you call home?
Absolutely, yes. I'm like a former SEC football coach. I can live anywhere I want and be a senator anywhere I want.
Like if we looked at your Furby camera, the one that shoots out the dog treats,
right.
What's going on?
Have you been looking at that?
No, I'm just asking
goodness.
what's going on in the house right now. Is anybody there?
It's a party. It's a party all the time. When you got Brown Bandits money, it's always a party at the house.
Is there a Brown Bandito? Is that a female bandit? I'm trying words out.
Do your pool boys wear the mask too?
What?
Your pool boys.
Boys, yeah. They wear a full mask. We don't let them see the ladies there in the house. That's always a party at the Bandits' house.
Do you have to
got
have
this kind of money?
Do you have to have a password to get into your house, like Allegro?
You do, but it is not Allegro for the record.
Trifecta.
Yes. Right. If only we had scripted this, I'd have better answers. But we didn't. We've got a symbiotic relationship. We don't script things, do we? All right. So I've got another outright winner for you. I don't know if you're keeping score. It shouldn't be doubtful. I let that idiot Brown pick one game this year, one game to start the year. Have you seen how bad he is on the pick 3?
I have, yes.
Why would I let that idiot ever pick a game again? I took over in week 2. I have given you 3 straight outright winners. I don't know if we have standings for this event. Yeah. I don't pay attention to those things. But I got to imagine I'm better than anybody else up here right now. Oh, there they are.
By field goal.
I am, in fact, better than anybody else up here. 47.5 units up this year, and we're going to go more. I have got to tell you guys, I have drawn today the best logo I've ever driven in this competition. Best logo I've ever drawn, not driven. Yep. Drawn in this competition. Don't know why I said that. Best logo I have ever drawn is this right here.
I, in fact, had a sneak peek earlier at it, LT,
right.
And I questioned whether or not he had taken it home.
Nope.
And had one of those old 1977 classrooms where it projects it down onto a sheet of paper and then you sketched it out.
Overhead.
Okay.
I remember those.
I am trying to figure out. I guess this could be a Razorback.
It's not a Razorback.
I thought that's where
could
he was going to go.
A Jaguar.
It's not a Jaguar. As Don Cricky, we got the Jacksonville Jaguar. No, it is not a Jaguar. Jaguar. I'm not getting
Is it a cow bear?
It is not a cow bear.
Okay, go ahead. I give
All right,
up.
you're out. He is tapped
I'm just
out.
trying to look at difficult things to draw.
It's not. I didn't say it's particularly difficult. I just said it's really good.
It is.
If I do say so myself. We're going to go out to the West Coast. We're going to do the shaky camera game. Ohio State on the road for the first time this year. They're going to Washington. That is a Big Ten game for those of you that don't keep up with such things. And the Huskies at home are catching 8.5 full points.
Oh,
are
wow.
you kidding me?
Yes.
How are they giving Washington, that quality Washington team? Nobody's paid attention to them. 8.5 points. Listen to Tyler turn his microphone on. He's ready to go. Tyler knows what I'm about to ask him. But first, Tyler, I'm going to show him this logo that I drew this morning, and it's the best one I've ever drawn.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's
look
clean.
Tyler even
That's
gave it
very clean.
Oh, wow, it's clean. Yes.
I mean,
Look
really,
at
it's
that
almost
logo.
like somebody stamped that on.
Yeah, they did not. I drew that this
that's
morning.
exactly, because I didn't think our markers would draw that smoothly, right?
Yeah. I have found a cheat code in our markers.
Dude, that purple marker's as dry as Hefner.
Nope.
Hugh Hefner when he died.
Yeah.
Coughing dust.
Yeah. See, I questioned the W as much as I did the dog.
No.
Oh, I mean, look, the damn 8's pretty solid.
Yeah, thank you. I was not thrilled with the 8. Almost went back and redid it, but I was like, no, the logo is so good.
I mean, the
I'm
8
keeping
gives
this.
me a little Schoolhouse Rock, 2 donuts all of a sudden were flown together.
Yeah, it's too
to
rounded.
keep the kids' attention.
I agree with you. A little too rounded.
You know, there's somebody working a jackhammer that's trying to figure out a way to pay their mortgage, and you're trying to, like, the perfection on the Husky.
Yeah.
Drawing it.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. The drawing is the favorite thing we do up here for me.
It is.
Year
I
round.
do enjoy Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
Yeah.
Tuesdays doing the drawing. By the way, when games are played in Seattle, what do we often refer that as?
It's a
shaky camera game.
And this is what Ohio State's going to see all day. It's going to be
You know
the
what's so
shaky
good
camera
about
game.
your Husky?
This is what it's going to look like for them. Shaky camera game when Washington's going up and down the field on Ohio State.
Okay, on that tight shot, what
Yeah.
is so subtle but so good is kind of the casual eye the Husky
Right there?
has.
No. The
Yeah.
eye. The eye.
Yeah.
I was about to say the eye.
Yeah, it sets it off. Yeah.
And the little gap for the snout.
Shaky camera game, which means, Tyler, they're giving us 8.5 points on the shaky camera. Do we need them?
We don't need them!
We don't need them, Tyler. Upset of the college football season so far. Washington plus the 8. Straight up my shaky camera game of the year. You're welcome.
That would be a big upset.
No, it would be, Lance.
I mean, I worry about your vocal cords.
Whose? Tyler's?
Yeah.
Me too.
Like you're very Axl Rose when you say we don't need them. Like I don't think you hit that note anymore.
Axl Rose is coaching at Kentucky. He lost his voice and he had to go coach Kentucky football. So don't do the same thing.
Yeah. Give it to me one more time. Does he need them?
Do I need them?
We don't need them.
Oh. See, dial back. See, he dials it back. Takes a slow song. Now.
Only sings at one time.
Yep.
All right, that is our upset alert today. Show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson that look ahead to some upsets for this weekend.
205-969-8100. If you wear contacts, you wear glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Dr. Mark Michelson, the best in the business. First to perform the laser procedure in 1995. Jen Michelson, make sure you reach out. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Hey, and if you want to tailgate in style or have that college football watch party in style, let our friends at Bojangles cater it for you. Great for your college or high school football tailgates. Great for those watch parties at your house. All those hand-breaded tenders with those great dipping sauces from our friends at Bojangles, where it is always bow time. Swing by and get them for lunch today as well, or for dinner. Great hand-breaded chicken tenders. Great dipping sauces to go with it. Great for your tailgates and your college football watch parties. It's bow time.
Tender moment of the day comes from IG Official. What's it like when you see your daughter posting a nice picture of the captain of the defense that you're playing this week, Landry Kiffin, on Instagram, making it IG Official with LSU linebacker Whit Weeks.
What a week to do it.
Yeah, that is it.
LSU on the road at Ole Miss.
That's a hard launch on this Ole Miss LSU week.
A very hard launch.
Yep.
Couldn't do it any other week, could you? Huh?
I wonder if legs will play a factor in this game, like it does in that picture there. But Whit Weeks, who got ejected in the Florida game, right? Early targeting.
That is correct, yes.
Yep, is battling back. He and his brothers, big factor in this one. Somebody was taking a shot at this one, like take the over, to which Kiffin responds, take the over.
Man loves the attention, doesn't he?
Like the tweet up top is, oh, she's dating a defensive guy. Take the over. Little insider information. Lane Kiffin responds to him, take the over.
Take the over.
Take the over.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Trinidad Chambliss against this defense.
This game, by the way, independent of this photo and this relationship, opened in some places as Ole Miss favored 3. And I was seeing earlier, it's been bet all the way down in some places. You know, my bookie still has Ole Miss favored 1, but it's been bet down to a pick 'em. So a lot of money coming in.
It's a tough game, man. I don't know if you guys have a feel for this game,
I do
but
not at all.
I think it could go any direction.
Well, when we come back, we'll put this in one of our college football questions on the other side as we get back more into Auburn on the road at Texas A&M and Bama on the road at Georgia. I'll ask the question what you guys think of LSU right now and their resume, and we'll hear from Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly, Hugh Freeze, and Kalen DeBoer. All that in our next segment. The show today being brought to you by our wonderful folks at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap giving you a chance to improve your home as the leaves have started to fall.
Yeah, cap it, don't snap it. Call our good friend Chris Stewart. Give you an absolutely free estimate. It's a dirty, dangerous job. You don't want to get the ladder out. You get on that roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Get the free estimate today, 205-823-2212. Gutter Cap is a patent aluminum cover system. It fits over most existing gutters. It will keep all of the debris out. It will keep the gutters clean and free flowing. Again, cap it, don't snap it. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section. at nextroundlive.com.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show, always brought to you by her. By who? Who, Tyler?
Her.
That'd be Champies.
Champies.
Buddy Sterling.
Do we need them? Do we need them?
We definitely need Champies.
Champies, world
Every
famous
day.
fried chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the fine folks down there. That chicken's brined overnight, is cooked to order. It's been open for 2 minutes right now on a Tuesday for lunch. Open for dinner, great happy hour. Tailgating, they're your specialists if you're watching the games at home, office parties. I tell you what, office meetings. I got tired back in the days when we had normal office hours. back in radio and TV of having office meetings that always had cold, same old pizzas brought in. Do a little Champy's chicken when you got an office meeting or an office party going on. He'll deliver hand-cut chicken fingers and more. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Okay, let's do Bama, Georgia first. Cut number 13. Ryan Grubb, Kalen DeBoer, offense. Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann, defense. Classic matchup. Here's Ryan Grubb on why he thinks Alabama should have a little offensive confidence going into the game between the hedges.
When you look at your offense as a whole, what growth have you seen or what data points can you lean on over the last couple weeks that gives you confidence that this group will, pass the test on Saturday?
Yeah, good question. I think for the guys, again, I hate to keep, falling back on boring answers, but honestly, it just comes down to execution. Unfortunately, week one, that was something that we weren't doing a great job of. And I think the last 2 weeks, regardless of opponent, it's been our execution that has allowed us to stay on the field and be efficient.
Okay, so execution. When you look at Georgia and you look the way Florida State defensively played in that first game, these two teams, because I went back and watched Georgia, Tennessee, and then I went back and watched Florida State, Alabama. They look a lot alike to me. Their front sevens are a lot alike. In fact, Florida State's secondary, I think, covered Alabama's receivers better than Georgia's secondary covered Tennessee's receivers. There's a lot of problems in the front seven from Florida State that you see with the front seven from Georgia that could cause Alabama's offensive line some problems. That's a concern for me.
Yeah, look, the fact of the matter is Florida State might end up being the most improved team in college football, but Georgia has a better overall roster. And I think there are question marks with this Georgia defense. I thought they got exposed against Tennessee, but on the other side, the good news is Gunnar Stockton showed that he can play on a big stage. Now, the problems that this Kalen DeBoer offense gave Kirby's defense last year, Jalen Milroe, I don't think they realized how fast he was. And then I think once they tried to adjust to that, then it was, a spoonful here of Ryan Williams, and he completely dominated that game. And then on the other side, you got one of the worst versions of Carson Beck in the first half. I mean, he had 3 picks.
Terrible. Yeah. Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton, talk about efficiency, are 3rd and 4th in the conference in completion percentage. Now, again, we are very early in this season, so it is hard to make statistical comparisons.
Are we really that early now?
Well, we're 3 games in for these two teams. Yeah. So, and the only reason I bring that up is basically Alabama and Georgia both have played one team with a pulse. Alabama lost theirs. Georgia narrowly won theirs. But these two are 3 and 4 in the conference in completion percentage, which to me is a measure of efficiency, right? Yeah. As a quarterback, I mean, are you completing passes? Right?
Sometimes hard to do that on air.
Yeah. If you've not paid attention to the first month of the SEC, you're not going to guess who are 1 and 2 in the conference in completion percentage. It is rather shocking, honestly, to look at it.
Oh, I don't know.
You've had to have paid attention to even know, and I'm talking completion percentage here.
And completion percentage has got to be Alabama.
No, this is individual quarterback. It is not. Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton are 3rd and 4th. And this is not a trick question. I know. All 16 quarterbacks are on here. It's not one of those where somebody hasn't qualified. They're all here.
God, I guess I could put Arch near 16.
I mean, Prbula's right
Arch is 14.
70.
Yeah. I think I would go
Prbula. He's
1.
second.
Okay.
He is second at 72.4.
And then I think I would go with the kid from Mississippi State.
Blake Shapen. That is not him.
Okay.
It can't be Calzada.
It is not Calzada. This is in the SEC. Oh, yeah, Calzada is in the SEC. I forget. Why is he's not even on here?
He's no longer the starter.
Yeah, but the Kentucky quarterback's not on here. Somebody's got 2 on here. Probably shocking that the Kentucky quarterback's on.
Probably Ole Miss has 2 on with Schroeder and Chambliss.
It is Diego Pavia. At 73%. Wow. One of the top in the country, by the way.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Anyway, Gunnar Stockton and Ty Simpson are a lot alike. They've both thrown 89 passes through 3 games, believe it or not. Simpson has completed 1 more than Stockton. Simpson has thrown for more yards than Stockton and more touchdowns than Stockton. Neither one of them have thrown a pick. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, when you look at it, you give the edge probably to Alabama at quarterback, don't you?
Well, yeah, I would give the edge to Alabama at quarterback right now.
It's a slight edge.
Last year we talked about Jam Miller coming back and what kind of an impact he can make. Last year it was Milroe with his legs, but the the old adage of running the football, stop the run. Alabama last year against Georgia, 177 rushing yards, almost 6 yards a carry. Georgia only 80 rushing yards, right at 3 yards a carry.
Was that in the game last year?
That was the game last year.
So I would say a load of those Alabama rush yards came from Milroe.
Oh, yeah. Milroe, 117.
And
in the first half.
And in the first half. And Georgia's run yards were so low because they had to start throwing it all over the field in the second half to get back in the game.
Yep. So that's one of those statistical pitfalls where it doesn't really tell you anything about the game.
I don't know that it tells you the true story, but I will say if you get that same type of numbers this year, Alabama wins this game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go on the road and run that kind of football.
Georgia now the betting favorite to win the SEC. Texas was back in the offseason. Texas has now dropped to second. Alabama and LSU are third and fourth.
Hey, Texas only dropped to second?
Yeah, now to win the SEC.
I got to have Alabama and LSU in front of them.
Yeah. Georgia's 11-4, Texas 3-1, Alabama and LSU 5-1.
Real quick,
then Oklahoma's 10-1.
On the fly, Texas is still a top 10 team, at least by rankings, and they've only lost the one game. But what do you think their record is at the end of the year?
Who, Texas? I still think they're going to be like a 9-3, 10-2 type team.
We'll know more coming up.
Boy, they have played nobody.
They really haven't.
You still got to go to Florida, Oklahoma. Is Mississippi State a tricky game on the road?
Absolutely it is. Yeah,
Vanderbilt, at Georgia, Arkansas, and A&M.
Lance, they're all tricky. I mean, Jim's right. We do this with every SEC team. They are all now tricky. Every last one of them.
Yeah, you can't. You guys say it in one segment, and we got to carry it over to the next. It's as balanced as the SEC's ever been. So yeah, they're all tricky.
Because even if I'm playing Arkansas, who may be considered the worst team in this league only because they've had 2 fumbles. I mean, if Arkansas doesn't have 2 fumbles,
they're undefeated.
They may be undefeated.
0-6 Kirby is when Alabama is ranked lower against Alabama. So Alabama comes in ranked lower and the underdog. So Kirby's never beaten Alabama in that situation. But Kirby's never had this game at home, by the way, against Alabama.
What? He's never played Alabama at home?
Nope. First time, Sanford Stadium. It's been a lot of Mercedes-Benz,
a lot of Atlanta
Tuscaloosa,
games,
and one in Indianapolis.
That is wild. I had not considered that this is the first time he's been able to coach against Alabama in Sanford Stadium.
Yep. I think he's carried them to Tuscaloosa twice, Indianapolis once, and then the rest have been in Atlanta, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting there. The one thing that impresses you about Alabama right now, maybe it is Ty Simpson.
Well, I mean, Ty Simpson's not letting the ball touch the ground in the last 2 games, and he's had a couple drops too.
So if it's not Ty Simpson, then what? What's impressing you about Alabama right now going into this big game, Lance?
Right now, if it's not Ty Simpson, I don't know if I've been overly impressed.
So nothing.
Yeah, like I think we finally put pressure on the quarterback last week against Wisconsin,
and you get Tim Keenan back for this one, so that could help that.
I think Wisconsin looks so bad right now. So I think Alabama's going to be fine, but that wasn't a good barometer last week.
It kind of goes with Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard. I mean, I've been very impressed by Bernard's play. Yards per game, he's third in the conference. And I think if I told you an Alabama receiver through the first month was third in the conference, you'd all guess Ryan Williams probably. But I think Bernard's play has been really, really good.
Yeah, look, and Bray Hubbard, as lackadaisical as the effort might have been against Florida State, you can still see what Bray Hubbard was able to do against a bad team in Wisconsin and how that will translate to whoever he's playing.
Auburn's on the road at Texas A&M. They're a 6.5-point underdog in this one. And if you watch the Oklahoma game, then you know that Auburn had an issue at protecting the quarterback. Some of those sacks were just the quarterback being protective of the football, eating the ball. Micah Elko gets asked if Texas A&M, who, by the way, had a bye week, can get after the quarterback like the Sooners did last week.
Is this a game that the pass rush could be kind of pinning their ears back for?
Oh, I don't think so at all. I think they're extremely talented up front. I think it was a little bit of an anomaly on Saturday. I think we got a ton of respect for them, and I think human psychology, I said this to the guys this morning, human psychology says absolutely without a doubt the best unit on the field Saturday will be the Auburn offensive line. I can promise you that.
Yeah, and see, I like that philosophy. They were so bad that you expect them to play better this week. Do you guys buy into that?
I think here's the way I'll say it. I don't know if they'll play better, but my gosh. And again, now Freeze said yesterday, because I got a lot of criticism from Auburn fans on Saturday. I did the reaction video for the Auburn game that Brooks sends out on social media. Why are you shaking your head?
I sort of agreed with some of the comments. I
asked
watched a different
question.
game. Yeah.
Okay. I asked. Okay. So what did you disagree with? Let's go there.
Yeah.
You represent the audience. Tell me what you disagree with.
The 9 or 10 sacks, and I don't know why that number is different. I see 9 in some places, 10 in the other.
They said 10 on the telecast. I did it right as soon as the game was over. So yeah.
And I've seen it still 2 days later, 10 in one place and 9 in the other in the sacks department.
It seemed like the entire bad beat segment was the games I had last night.
Yeah.
But, they had that stat up, 9 sacks right before the final sack on the safety.
Yeah.
So I think it was 10.
Yeah. So I had it at 10 too.
All right.
To me, I took it as a positive for Jackson Arnold not turning the ball over when he could have put it in harm's way and just eating the ball.
That is fair.
Because he was holding the ball way too long.
Way too long.
Which means to me that there was nothing open to throw it to. So he eats the ball, and sometimes he's trying to run at that point, and maybe it's a 2-yard loss, maybe it's a 1-yard loss. That's the way when I watched the game, I was like, man, this is just – these two defenses are flying around. I didn't really see it as a huge problem with the Auburn offensive line.
Well, Hugh Freeze yesterday, so I'll ask you this.
I have not heard his comments yet.
He said it was 5 on Arnold, 5 on the offensive line. Now, the question I asked in the video was, as an Auburn fan, what do you think? Do you think he was holding the ball too long, or was the offensive line to blame? Well, Hugh Freeze says equal blame. So let's just peel that back, and let's just say Auburn went up there and gave up 5 sacks. How would you feel about their offensive line? 5 sacks at Oklahoma on the road. Would you say, God, that is concerning?
And they're all the offensive line?
If you just peel off the 5 that were on Jackson Arnold and 5 on the offensive line, that's concerning.
A lot. Yeah.
That is a lot in a single game. Like I'm looking right now, Texas A&M's only had 9 sacks in 3 games.
Yeah. But see, there's a difference in a sack to me, and I'm not saying you disagree with me, but like, boom, I take the snap, 3-step
I never
drop.
had a chance.
And I'm already dodging bodies.
Yeah, never had a chance.
Right? Or as I'm taking back.
Tackle gets beat.
And then I'm sitting here going, I'm looking, cover, and then I get sacked. Well, I mean, at that point, the offensive line's done all they could do. That was just a great job by that secondary.
Yeah.
And I probably should tuck it and run. And I do think with a quarterback like Jackson Arnold, some of those sacks was him starting to run and he got tackled. So
where I got a lot of criticism was I called Auburn's offense. I said, if you take away the 2 deep balls to Cam Coleman, it was an inefficient passing attack. Now, people look, you can't take those away. But my point was yards per attempt.
Yeah.
We're not very high anyway. You take those 2 away, and it's like 4 yards per attempt, and you gave up 10 sacks. That's an inefficient passing game.
If Jackson Arnold makes throws that really good college quarterbacks make, one of the stories is Cam Coleman today. I mean, or yesterday or over the weekend. Everybody's talking about, man, this is a dominant guy because – he was open nonstop.
But he had 3 catches.
Yeah.
I don't know how many targets he ended up with. He had 3 catches.
That's the key.
The ones they missed, I mean, he would have been 175 to 200 yards.
Yeah, but I only had him missing twice, right?
2 drops or 2 targets?
2 overthrows.
2 overthrows, and then the pass interference.
Yeah, the pass interference was a singleton pass.
So Jackson Arnold targeted him then 5 times by your count.
And the way I remember the game, yeah.
That feels a bit low because I do say he was open all the time. Now, again,
you got to make those. I don't know how many the other 10 sacks, though. I don't know how many times it was called.
That's what I was going to say. When you got somebody in your face all game, I mean, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, do this for me.
Okay.
And Auburn fans will get a kick out of this. Give me Eric Singleton. His average touches and yards last year for Georgia Tech. And then tell me where he is now with Auburn. Why he's doing that?
As he does that, I will say Singleton was more involved this past Saturday.
He was 9 touches.
Yeah.
9 touches. So he's getting more involved. But where's the production so far? Inverness Country Club. Bringing you part of the show here. Tell us about Inverness.
Hey, the best days happen at Inverness Country Club. To take a tour of that incredible club, call Aaron today, 205-991-8608. They've got memberships that fit everyone, from the social membership, the golf membership, child care, also a big plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? If you relocated or retired, Inverness, great place to network. Best days happen in Inverness. Again, 205-991-8608. Ask for Aaron. Tell the Next Round sent you. For more information, ICCalabama.com.
Guys, prostate health, the kidney stones, everything in between. There's one place to go that's been doing it for over 70 years. It's Urology Centers of Alabama. Early detection literally can save your life. 205-930-0929. urologycentersalabama.com. 16 great locations, 35 urologists near you. And as I said, 70-plus years of the best urological care right there in the Birmingham, Central Alabama area. To schedule an appointment, you can call that number, 205-930-0920, or get more details at urologycentersalabama.com as we get there. So Eric Singleton's usage, has he been used yet the way you thought he was going to be used? And I know that we're still early in the season and maybe you hadn't had to show it yet.
No,
until the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, the Oklahoma game, exactly. I mean, I just thought it was interesting. I mean, right when he caught that pass to throw it, he just immediately heaved it. But, I mean, that should have been a touchdown.
The body flying at him. And
should have been a touchdown.
I thought he was going to be caught if it wasn't for the pass interference.
Yeah, I think you got to get Singleton in space. I think you can run jet sweeps. You can line him up in the slot. There are so many things Hugh Freeze can do offensively with Singleton, and I think they were holding out and waiting for that game. Now, I'm a little surprised you didn't do more of that in Baylor, but, they had a plan.
They didn't have to.
They were going to run the football against Baylor.
Yeah.
So let me pull up his receiving just real quick at Auburn. So he averaged, you're asking for Georgia Tech last year.
Yep.
He averaged 6.3 touches per game. That's receptions and carries.
So higher than that this past week against Oklahoma because he had 9.
He had 9. 72 yards per game total offense was his average. So
that seems lower than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, because he's got 209 yards of total offense in 4 games. That's 52. Or excuse me, that's receiving. That's 52. His rushing's only 25, so he's gonna be trending a little bit lower, but I don't know that it's drastically. I tell you where he's really, he's just a little bit lower in rushes. He's had 2 games where he didn't have a single rush. He didn't have a carry against either Ball State or Oklahoma. So that has kind of affected the total offense numbers or the total touch numbers.
Yeah. So I thought that number would be a little different. That Singleton's numbers would actually be down this year by a lot more, but it hasn't been yet. So we'll see if he becomes a bigger part of this Texas A&M game this weekend. The speed, everybody's takeaway from the Aggies' last outing and beating Notre Dame bye week this past weekend was how much faster they were than Notre Dame. Do you think it'll be as noticeable in this game? Is that a concern for Auburn, the A&M speed?
I think it was more Mario Craver. I mean, just watching him once he got he was like he was shot out of a cannon because he's so little and so fast. Marcel Reed obviously has great speed, but yeah, look, there's something going on with Notre Dame's defense. There really, really is. Chris Ash took this defense over. It's not even close to the defense that played for a national championship. So I think it got exposed a little bit. I think there is a speed issue with Notre Dame's defense, but no, this will be a lot closer.
Al Golden went to Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Just got scalded on Sunday defensively.
He did.
I mean, unfortunately for Al Golden.
But I think that's one of those where you go into that game in Minnesota, you throw 2 pick sixes, you're starting Jake Browning.
That was
Al
an
Golden can coach defense.
Unfair shot at Al Golden, but Marcus Freeman's a defensive guy. I mean, that's why you're a little surprised that this Notre Dame defense is where it is. And listen, guys, it is not crazy that they are going to be 1-3 after this weekend. I mean, can you imagine Notre Dame starting the season 1-3? But when we went back in the offseason and did disastrous potential starts, I think we mentioned this. Like, hey, there's a chance they could lose to Miami. Who was the other loss? I forget now.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. And Arkansas, we're like, yeah, you could paint that picture. I mean, it is a realistic picture right now that they start this season 1-3.
I mean, the narrative could be so different because Marcel Reed wasn't great in that game. The final drive made plays, ended up being 17-37, but that came down to a controversial call. Notre Dame had every opportunity to not only win that game, but to win the Miami game. Does this surprise you that A&M win on the road was their first win against a ranked opponent on the road since 2014, more than a decade?
Does it surprise me? Yes.
I mean, just because you get so many opportunities
in the SEC, you play a lot of road-ranked opponents. Yeah. But, I mean.
Well, when I factor in how many ranked games they've lost to at home at Kyle Field, which I think is below the league average of the good teams.
When did Jimbo take that job?
2012.
Let's see. He won the national championship at Florida State in 13.
So
14,
17, 18?
Yeah,
so anyway, he was making, a ton of money and never beat a top 25 on the road.
Yep.
Never.
They didn't beat many at home.
That's true.
I mean, Alabama was one of the few he beat at home.
By the way, 6 in Heisman odds right now. Marcel Reed.
Hey, but let me go back to the
Matir Mendoza.
Yeah.
Beck Moore of TCU. Excuse me. Dante Moore of Oregon. Hoover of TCU and Marcel Reed, tied with Gunnar Stockton and Jeremiah Smith.
So Lance just
but there's no. I know you think Mendoza could be the first overall NFL draft pick, and of that group, I mean, I guess Carson Beck's name's been mentioned before. But if I'm an NFL team looking at that list of potential quarterbacks that I'm going to build my NFL franchise on, I'm not tanking for anybody this year, brother.
Brother. Let me go back to that stat I gave you guys a moment ago, and Lance just kind of touched on this. Completion percentage, you know who is dead last in the SEC is Marcel Reed among starters.
Well, I just mentioned 17 of 37.
Yeah. He's only completing 58% of his passes. I mean, he's behind Austin Simmons, Arch Manning, who has struggled, and behind Austin Simmons.
Listen, I know your Rams eventually will have to draft quarterback.
It'll be this year.
Really? You're going to do it with these guys?
Oh,
I would trade my first-round pick for a guy I like in the league.
You wouldn't take Mendoza?
Oh, I'd take Mendoza. I mean, again,
to be your quarterback for the future.
I mean, look, before Jared Goff was any good, he went to a Super Bowl in 2018. I'm just saying, John Wolford's won a playoff game with Sean McVay. There are some coaches. Again, Carson Wentz is going to be really good under Kevin O'Connell. I know it's very, very important, but yeah, right now I probably would. I think Stetson Bennett's got an opportunity.
Yeah, you've said this before off the show that Stetson Bennett you think could be the future of
I think
the Rams. A lot of people are surprised to hear that.
Like, I don't know how much longer Baker could play. He's playing great for my team. You know, we can keep using him for a while. Tua, I feel like the end is coming sooner rather than later.
It does feel that way. The offense have got to address it soon.
Do you want to choose of these guys, or would you rather? I mean, is there an NFL guy out there? I mean, when I look at the quarterbacks right now, do you feel like any of those guys are going to be the Hall of Famers in the NFL?
I would take Jaden Maeva right now. I really would. With his athletic ability, like, it's not crazy athleticism, but you know, he can do enough.
Well, the most productive quarterbacks in the country right now are Josh Hoover at TCU. Do I look at Josh Hoover and think that's an NFL quarterback, or is he just playing in a really good system under Sonny Dykes? I don't know the answer to that. You know who another one is? And this is a pro system. This is the number 2 quarterback in the nation in terms of yards per game is Dylan Lonergan at Boston College. That's a guy that's playing for Bill O'Brien. I mean, it doesn't come more pro system than Bill O'Brien. So, you know, now he's only a sophomore. I don't know if he redshirted at Alabama or not.
He did.
Did he redshirt? So he could come out this year.
Oh, by the way, I'd take Taylor Green.
You would take Taylor Green?
Yeah, I think Taylor Green
serious?
I think he has become the Lenore Sellers that we thought Sellers was going to be.
No, Taylor Green's so you would take him as the Rams quarterback?
Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, this is the first time he has had the same offensive coordinator in back-to-back years. And you look at how good he's been. Well, it's Bobby Petrino. I mean, he's the second best play caller outside of Sean McVay. But Taylor Green's got the size. He can absolutely fly. He has got a whip. I mean, I think...
Like a cool car?
No, or like this whip around. Yeah.
Probably both.
I'm sure he probably does.
Oh, okay. All right.
12 touchdowns. Now, 6 or 7 of those are against Alabama A&M. I can't remember how many, but he does have 12 passing touchdowns this year. Again,
I mean, when you watch him, though, does he not jump against Ole Miss, against Memphis?
This is why it's so hard to do these power ratings that Brooks asks us to do on Sundays. Because Kentucky, to me, is easily the worst team in the conference. Would you guys give me that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Traditionally.
Do you remember who you had 15th?
I think I still may have had Mississippi State.
Okay. And they're 4-0, and we're giving them a chance to beat Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Where did you have Arkansas? Because it's such a tough team because, if they don't fumble twice, they're 4-0. If they don't, just take away 2 fumbles, I think they're probably 4-0.
I have them 12th.
It's a tough team, isn't it?
Yeah, I had them higher than that.
But if they're 4-0, where would you have them, Jim?
If
they
don't
fumble
have
twice?
them higher than 12.
I'll tell you where I put them. Let me pull up my text to Brooks. I'll tell you where I put them.
I had Vanderbilt at 13, South Carolina at 14, Mississippi State 15, and Kentucky 16.
I had
really after 10, I was like, okay, I'm just going to finish this out, Brooks.
Like I had
try to beat everybody, get this touchdown.
I had Arkansas 13th.
I had them 12.
And listen, this is a mistake on my part.
I had them 12.
This is a mistake on my part. I had Florida in front of them. Florida's not better than Arkansas.
I had Florida 14th.
Yeah. I got Florida 11th. I have them in front of Arkansas.
Damn, who do y'all have behind Florida? Florida's offense is awful.
Arkansas, South Carolina State, and Kentucky.
South Carolina State and Kentucky.
Yeah, a lot of the same teams.
I cannot believe y'all got them behind Vandy.
I mean, Lance, if Vandy and Florida played tomorrow,
Florida can't score.
You'd pick Florida on your whiteboard. I've seen you do it twice.
No.
You would.
Well,
you would.
No,
Vandy would be the underdog.
I'd call up Lance's lock.
No.
Please press 2 for my plays. Beep. Gators plus the points.
You guys have got to give me, if you threw an Ole Miss uniform on Vanderbilt, you'd be like, this team's legitimate.
The way they're scoring points, you're right. It is hard to believe. I would also say,
and they have a really, really good college quarterback.
I would college quarterback. You wouldn't take Pavia for your Rams. I would also say though, I would say, even though I would be praising Ole Miss at this point, I would say but they've done it against a hurt South Carolina, Virginia Tech that just fired their coach, and Georgia freaking State.
Yeah.
So I would at least say I want to see Ole Miss do it against somebody good, and I'm kind of the same way against Vanderbilt.
I know you guys don't really always believe everything that comes out of our mouth, but Utah State was my third play. I thought about Washington and then Utah State. I think Utah State could win the game outright this weekend.
What's the point spread there, Jim?
22.5.
And you think they can win outright?
Yeah, Clark Lee ain't gonna let them sleep.
I only missed by 46.5 on my upset alert last week, but
yeah, they might cover because I think Vanderbilt is going to be very vanilla. But what is at stake is you are about to roll into Tuscaloosa as a top 15 team.
And
this
get
might be
your
the
ass whipped.
Well, should
but at least you're undefeated.
Should.
Yeah,
but hey, so as an Alabama fan, are you going to feel great about that game? Alabama's going to be a 13.5, 14-point favorite.
Well, it'll be the mindset. What's it like coming out of the Georgia game again?
Yeah, do you win or lose against Georgia?
I'm not worried about the mindset against Vanderbilt this time if Alabama beats Georgia.
Yeah, I think Alabama beats Georgia.
Right, so if
Alabama beats Georgia, they will beat the ever-loving you-know-what out of Vanderbilt.
What's the point spread, Lance? 13, you said?
If Alabama beats Georgia, what's the point spread with Vandy at home?
I think it's 13.5.
If they beat Georgia in Athens, you think it'll only be 13.5?
Well, it depends on how they win this game. Like if they win the game the way they won it last
Kiffin
year,
kicks a 53-yard field goal at the end.
I don't think there's any way this number can be more than 17. Like 17 would be massive. Like you give me Vanderbilt plus 17 against anyone, I think I would take it.
Unless Alabama mails it in after getting beat down in Georgia, Alabama will beat Vandy to death.
Blowout win. This is so undone away.
I'm just telling you, to death.
Well,
this
look,
Vandy team is not that good.
I disagree. I think it's the best Vanderbilt team I've ever seen.
I would agree with Lance on that. These are better than the James Franklin Vanderbilt teams. I will give you that.
I mean, just watching, and look, and I know it's Georgia State, but watching Pavia pull it down and just breeze for 30 yards, he is such a good college quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think if the uniform was different, well, that's not even Pavia, so let me pull that back.
That's their backup.
Berlowitz, but boy, he was flying. I was like, damn, Pavia looks like he's thinned out a little bit.
That's old Berlowitz.
I do think if it was a different uniform, I think we would feel a little differently about Vanderbilt. I mean, but you can't lose back-to-back years to Vanderbilt. Like Kalen DeBoer, week one was awful. You lose back-to-back years to Vanderbilt.
Boy, you ought to see the chat room right now. Yeah. They do not like your prediction.
I'm not even sure Vandy goes to a bowl game.
There's going to be torches and pitchforks outside.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If Vandy does it again.
All right. When we come back, we'll get to trash and some more stuff that is going on. The show being brought to you by our friends at MyBookie. If you want to play those games, you can do it at mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag.
22.5 is where Vanderbilt stands right now. Dunaway said he almost played that in the upset alert. Vanderbilt a 22.5-point favorite. Taking a look at some of the other major games in the Southeastern Conference, including the Alabama Crimson Tide, as they take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Alabama a 3-point favorite on the road at Georgia. Alabama 3-point underdog on the road at Georgia. In that same time slot, Penn State is up to a 4-point favorite over the Oregon Ducks. The Auburn Tigers, 6.5-point underdogs on the road at Texas A&M. Notre Dame, a 4-point favorite at Arkansas. Lance's upset alert, Florida State and Virginia. Florida State is a 7-point favorite at Virginia on Friday night. Another good Friday night game, by the way. Arizona State, 2.5-point favorite against the TCU Horned Frogs there in Tempe. You can play all those games at mybookie.ag. Don't forget, when you sign up at mybookie.ag, use code NEXTROUND, and you get that bet back bonus guarantee. Here's how that works. You make your first bet. They covered up to $500 at mybookie.ag. You lose $500 right back into your account. No sweat. They want you to start well at mybookie.ag, so they give you that $500 bet back bonus when you use code NEXTROUND signing up at mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag, code NEXTROUND. Mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, and sign up using code NEXTROUND for that $500 bet back bonus at mybookie.ag.
Good majority of people listening to us right now absolutely hate their job. So as you're kind of zoned out, you're thinking about lunch, you're thinking about dinner. What about the New York Butcher Shop? You can get the huge deli sandwiches for either, or you can pick up dinner on your way home. Be the hero from the great steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork, the fantastic sides made in-house, fresh every day with a great staff of butchers. 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Get in, see Jim, the fine folks there. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Cut number 19, Tyler. It's going to be our Alabama Power. This guy is juiced sound of the day.
Alabama Power Company is on your side, and they want to help you save as well. They don't just keep the lights on. They make sure they do it as financially beneficial for you as well at Alabama Power. Is your bill higher than you expect? Well, check out their free My Power usage tool. It will help you track how much energy you're using and when. It's a great way to start spot patterns and avoid surprises, and easy tips to help you save that Alabama Power gives you. So visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn how to manage your usage and keep cost in check.
I know they were saying at Wisconsin this past week when it was 20-0, fire Luke Fickell.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, did it get to the other F word?
I don't know.
F-U-C-K? Oh, I can't. I don't think I should spell it out loud. Delete that.
That word.
That was.
I can't believe I just spelled that out loud.
I don't think it got to that point. I feel kind of for Luke Fickell.
I do too. So does Barry Alvarez. Listen to this and then give me your reaction. Barry Alvarez yesterday or last night, depending on the lighting, at some steakhouse, I'm sure, up in Madison, Wisconsin on ESPN Radio Madison.
Coach, what do you make of how fans have reacted here
I think it's embarrassing. I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. Here's a team that you got young players trying to come on. They're competing. They're going to have a chance to get better, and you flip on them. They're early in the season, and you flip on them, and you're chanting for the coach. What do you think that makes? How do you think that makes the players feel?
Exactly.
And that's
a great
just,
point, Coach.
That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. You're not a fan. If I'm a person sitting next to me, boom, I tell, get your ass out of here. We don't need you in here. You don't want to watch this? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar. That really upsets me.
That's Barry Alvarez, who at one point, I think we would all agree, I always felt like he loves Wisconsin, but always wanted to be the greatest coach of all time at Wisconsin. Like, it never seemed to bother him a ton if he had to be the interim coach
he
one
got
year.
Sideways with coaches that were really good. Brett Bielema, Gary Anderson, Paul Chryst.
Yeah, guys left and took lesser jobs. I mean, Bielema went to Arkansas, which was a step back at the time when he left Wisconsin. Then Anderson went to Oregon State. Then he left Wisconsin for Oregon State.
I think it's going to get worse. I think one of the biggest mistakes he made was trying to bring a new identity to that offense with Phil Longo. It never worked out. They haven't been able to get quarterback right, and this is going to be a disastrous season. And I thought he was going to be fired, but I think Alvarez, one of the reasons he's trying to get everybody off of Luke Fickell is because he knows it's going to be a long season, and he knows they can't afford a $25 million buyout.
That's right. He's not like athletic director or anything.
No, but he's still very involved.
Yeah. I'm sure he swings a big stick up there. But to
hey, is that a
Lance's
cocktail
point,
or is that a water?
I thought it was a cocktail.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. It looks like a little.
By the way, I
tequila
guess
or something.
steakhouse, but it does say on
Ruth's Chris.
I had not seen it. It's Ruth's Chris right there.
Very nice
Madison.
steakhouse.
Yeah.
I hadn't had Ruth's Chris in forever.
I haven't either.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Used to be so good.
That butter, bubbling
and they
up
bring
on
it to you sizzling.
Yeah.
To Lance's point, Jim,
Never loved their sides though, unless they were a sponsor. Then I loved their sides. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win another game.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Is this is what they've got left at Michigan, host Iowa, host Ohio State, at Oregon. That's their next month of football after this bye week.
Wow.
I mean,
he didn't like the booing against Maryland.
My God.
Oh, it's going to get ugly.
Get a little extra butter.
And then you get another bye. You host Washington. You're at Indiana.
Oh, my goodness.
Signetti takes no prisoners. Like if
you got Washington's logo drawn right here on the screen here.
Oh, Signetti is a more low-key Dan Lanning.
Yeah,
if Signetti gets an opportunity.
He'll put 70 on them if he can. He doesn't care. Illinois at home and at Minnesota. I mean, at Minnesota is probably their best remaining chance to get a win. Maybe Illinois.
Good luck with
either one.
With that Wisconsin team, that is an uphill battle for all those games.
Yeah. I mean, they are going to finish with 2 wins. I don't know how you retain a guy that goes 2-10.
So what does that do to Alabama's resume and confidence level going into this Georgia game?
It does not help. I told you, I had multiple Alabama fans tell me over the weekend, I was hoping Wisconsin was better than this. I was very encouraged by what I saw against Wisconsin, but they are
I
good.
think no way Alabama wins this game this week.
No, where you're going to be discouraged. I mean, think about this.
Just trying to get in my car now.
No, I really believe, look, this could go bad for Tony Elliott in Virginia because if Florida State comes out and they are able to rush for 250 plus, then maybe they get gashed. But if Virginia scores with Florida State and pulls off the upset on Friday night, then how do Alabama fans feel? Like Virginia's beating Florida State, and then Wisconsin got whacked at home
by Maryland.
Yeah, by Maryland. And then, I mean, is there any confidence going into that game? I mean, look, I'm sure the players and the coaches will still be confident, but I'm just talking about Alabama fans in general.
Yeah.
Different feel if that happens.
No, 100%.
Yeah, feels different to me already. All right, the show being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. No, excuse me. Yeah, go ahead. Way to Wellness, journey to healthy living. I was going to eat a protein bar here live on the air, but I'll do it later on. These protein bars are so good. They have the $1 million, what's it, the 1,000 grand, 100 grand?
100 grand bar.
100 grand bar one back now. It's not called that. That would be a licensing violation. But it tastes just like it, and it's a great, healthy protein bar from our friends at Way to Wellness. I use those protein bars to help me from bad snacking. Way to Wellness, planforme.com is the website. No contracts, no sign-up fees in the first consultation, absolutely free. They've got the injection therapy, the meal replacement, these protein bars that I use right there. It's all at Way to Wellness. Go see Leslie and her board-certified team today at planforme.com.
Hey, we got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I mean, this is, somewhat significant if you're a New York Giants fan.
Oh. Brian Dable's been fired.
Do you want to put the glasses on?
Sure.
No, I think this is a big deal.
Let me guess. They're going to Jackson Dart full-time starter.
Yep. Russell Wilson has been benched. Jackson Dart is the guy. So, an earlier four-downs question this past summer, what will happen first? Ole Miss loses a game or Jackson Dart gets to start? It's coming down to it.
It's coming down to
it?
this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I mean, it's exciting if you're a Giants fan, right? I mean, you believe this is your future.
The way Collinsworth was talking about him on the game Sunday night, like people in the facility cannot stop talking about Jackson Dart. And I'm like,
I hope he's really good.
Yeah. BreaklineOptics.com, code TNR30 for 30% off. BreaklineOptics.com. Tyler, hit the button.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first with Silly String. The last time I remember seeing Silly String, Forrester was getting it in his head, wasn't he?
I ruined Scott's favorite hat, and Scott has downplayed this. And Scott, I can't tell how many times I've apologized to you for this. You have downplayed it, but it was your favorite hat, and I ruined it. Will you go ahead and say that on the show?
I missed that hat.
I know
Good
you
hat.
did. And I've tried to find a replacement. I could not find one anywhere. I was going to buy it and bring it to him. Could not find one.
You can't.
Alexander Shannara is the last time at the kickoff party I was talking about losing my hearing in my left ear. And
That's spider eggs.
I was trying to convince him that it was when you sprayed Silly String on my birthday in my left ear. I was like, do you think I have a lawsuit against Lance? And he said no. So I said, okay, I'll keep looking.
LLC.
I'll keep searching.
Florida woman has been arrested for an alleged Silly String attack. Investigators say the battery occurred Thursday evening at the OCC Roadhouse Bar in Clearwater.
Wait a second. Is that her on the left and on the right?
Yeah, so as detailed in the arrest affidavit, Crystal Watts, 48. Boy, she got beat to shit back in the 80s, didn't she?
Crystal Watts.
Oh, she's rough.
I've never seen how she spells Crystal.
I've never seen this, Tyler. Krystl. I don't. Yeah. It's like they left a letter out.
Hey, ironically, her drug of choice, Crystal. Now,
hey, ironically, I think the same person that does the Falcons uniforms spelled her first name.
ATL.
Look at that get-up she's wearing.
That is something else right there. That is a bold-fashioned.
Now, would you rather take
there is a riding crop just outside of that picture right there.
Hey, would you rather take her to, I know the answer is going to be neither, but you got to take her out on the town wearing the jumper
the prison suit?
Yeah, she was given at county or whatever that leather get-up is, the gimp.
Gosh, Lance, I do not. Where are we going? Ruth's Chris?
That's dark in there. Very, very dark. Anyway, she's 48 years old. She began, quote,
She's only 48?
Yeah. I told you the 80s beat her to shit and back. She
I thought
sprayed
when
the
you
dude
said 48, I thought the silly string can was 48 years old.
with silly string until the can was empty. She then allegedly threw the can at the victim, Jesse, with 3 E's.
What is going on in this story?
33 years old. Now, the silly string struck Hammock in the forehead, causing a laceration. The affidavit does not identify a motive. She was arrested for battery, spent a night in custody before being freed on a $1,000 bond. Phone number listed for the defendant in court records turns up on an escort service website that includes a variety of explicit photos of this
of Crystal
Watts.
Variety of what'd you call them?
Explicit
photos. Yeah.
Hey, you don't need to stick your finger down. Like if you swallow poison, don't make yourself throw up. Just pull some pictures of Crystal Watts.
I did not know where you were going with the finger joke.
DoorDash driver alerted police to a hostage situation after delivering suspicious items to a motel in Sweetwater, Texas on Monday morning. Now, the driver called police after bringing the items to the Sweetwater Inn on Georgia Avenue around 11:30 a.m. Police confirmed the driver placed the call and was suspicious because of his delivery, but they did not disclose what items were ordered.
Well, that's the worst transition in a neighborhood I've ever seen. It goes from that nice Victorian building to that little motel.
To the motels.
Yeah, really, it's almost like the Full House San Francisco houses to the motel that we saw in No Country for Old Men, where Josh Brolin got banged out. Witnesses told KTAB and KRBC suspect had items like trash bags, zip ties, bleach, a hatchet, and more.
Oh, no.
When officers arrived at the suspect's motel room, they found hostage being held inside. Hostage was rescued before being arrested for an outstanding warrant. Can you imagine zip ties and a hatchet? How lucky did this guy get they found him?
And what was that, bleach?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious what you're doing there.
Yeah. Suspect has only been publicly identified as a man from Snyder, Texas. No further information, including his identity or charges, has been released as of this past Monday afternoon. We've got a humanoid known as the Rizbot has been going pretty viral on TikTok over the last few weeks, and along with roasting people, it can also throw decent punches.
Oh, Rizbot was that not part of Big Brother back in the day? When Rizbot would show up and cut down the house guests?
No, because I don't think the word Riz was out yet.
Oh, okay.
Riz is a relatively new word.
If you've scrolled TikTok for long enough in the past few weeks, chances are you've come across the Rizbot. At some point, you guys are big TikTokers. Have y'all come across the Rizbot?
I've not come across the Rizbot. But
I will now that you've said it out loud.
But exactly. My youngest daughter rolled her eyes last night because I was talking about Bobby Riz on TikTok. It's this kid, and he rizzes these girls up, knowing they're going to say no to him, and it's actually really funny. And he's got a great sense of humor.
Is that the chubby kid?
Yeah.
Well, he's on commercials and stuff.
No, you're thinking of the Rizzler.
That's the Rizzler. This is a different kid. Yeah.
I don't want to confuse them.
Zingbot, by the way.
Zingbot, that was it.
Okay, now the humanoid, whose full name is actually Jake the Rizbot, has previously gone viral for tackling sets of stairs in ways robots haven't usually managed to do. Now, however, it's not just his impressive movement that has earned him 1.6 million followers on TikTok. As the name implies, the Rizbot is able to talk and regularly gets a few million views whenever he roasts somebody in public. Now, the robot, which is produced by Unitrees Robotics, has been traveling around the U.S., visiting New York, Hollywood, and Austin, Texas. No matter where he goes, Rizbot finds people who are taken aback by his skills in roast and, well, rude attitude, now his iconic little cackle, too. One video from September 12th has gained over 31 million views after the robot ran away from its handlers, approached two women, and told them to, quote, shut up, then proceeded to walk away as Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre Still Dre played in the background.
By the way, adding to your fear of robots, yesterday NVIDIA donated $100 billion to OpenAI to build the largest infrastructure deployment of AI in history.
Here we go. iRobot is coming real. You can buy one of these for $16,000, middle finger included.
Chances are good it will. The price will come down like my TVs.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Pasadena Humane has turned amateur art into real money for animals in need, raising more than $11,000 through its latest, quote, poorly drawn pets fundraiser.
Some of those are pretty good, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, the dog top left and the
That's very good.
The cats in the bottom right and left look really good.
No, it's nothing it's nothing like the dog I drew.
Now, the shelter invited pet owners across the country to donate and submit photos of their dogs, cats, turtles, and more via Facebook.
Okay, now it's getting worse.
In return, volunteer artists, and that's in quotes, at the shelter produced portraits that range from impressively detailed to joyfully bad.
The dogs drew themselves?
Mismatched, it looks like it according to some of these. Mismatched results quickly gained attention online with participants sharing finished drawings on social media. Pasadena Humane first tested the idea during the pandemic on a smaller scale, but this year's edition was much bigger. Around 450 submissions were received before the deadline, with every single pet picture paired to a staff member or volunteer in the shelter's makeshift art room. Portraits became a mix of meme-worthy sketches and skilled artwork. Some pets rendered in surprising detail, while others came back with lopsided heads, exaggerated tongues, or cartoonish stick bodies. Look at that dog's teeth.
Oh man, that's nightmare fuel right there.
That's all I got.
We got developing news brought to you by, in fact, some breaking news brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling. That guy is the best at what he does. For over a decade in the same location on 119 in Alabaster, he brines the chicken overnight. He cooks it to order. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales and just good Southern comfort food for your tailgatings, for your parties, for your viewing. It's all at Champy's Chicken. Lunch and dinner every day as well. Delicious. Champy'sChicken.com. Sterling with a good head of hair. Speaking of head of hair, Brownie.
Matt Zenitz, CBS Sports, the first nationally to confirm this. It was reported at first in Oklahoma, but Oklahoma State is firing Mike Gundy. Sources tell CBS Sports from Matt Zenitz. This comes on the heel of a dreadful start for Oklahoma State, in which they lost on the road in very embarrassing fashion to Oregon, and then got beat at home by In-State. You can't even call them a rival. They had not won in Stillwater since the 1950s. Tulsa.
51, yeah, 1951.
Tulsa beat them in Stillwater, but Mike Gundy is out, according to Chris Lowe, Matt Zenitz, and many others nationally from Oklahoma State.
Well, this is unfortunate. So what this tells me is I would assume, and I have no idea, that the administration and the board probably went to Gundy and said, look, you got a decision to make. This is going to be it for you. I would hope they gave him that opportunity. And Gundy is a very stubborn guy, and I could see him say, Keg rocks, I'm not going out like that. And then they decided to fire him. For as much as he's done for that program, whether you like him or not, he deserved at least to go out by resignation at the end of the year.
To your point, we're going to pay your money. Go ahead and resign and announce that this is your final year.
Make it look good for everybody. Yeah.
Because he is the school's all-time winningest coach by over 100 wins.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close. He was a quarterback there for some good teams. He's been around for their most successful years of football for the most part.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. Like, I hate that it's going to go down like this because now, a guy that once kicked a painter out of his house for wearing an Oklahoma shirt is probably going to turn on his school. And he's probably going to be bitter and resentful. And, hopefully in 5 or 10 years, they'll have a ceremony and they'll retire whatever and they'll unveil a statue and he'll come back and he'll get the standing ovation. But I think it is going to be a really, really interesting, probably bitter relationship for a few years.
Let me ask you this. It was just 2 years ago he was playing in the Big 12 championship game?
Yeah.
Year before last?
That's the one they lost to Baylor?
No,
it was the goal line stand.
Goal line stand against Baylor, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was 3 years ago because they would have been in the college football playoff. I think 2 years ago was Texas winning the Big 12 on their way out, but I think they beat Oklahoma State. So I think Oklahoma State played in it back-to-back years. I think that's right.
Yeah.
The last one I remember 3 years ago was when they would have actually gone to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I thought they lost to Texas 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the one I remember was right there at the goal line stand.
Yeah, I remember you and I watched it in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium because it was right before Alabama and Georgia, and it was just a remarkable finish. The game was on Friday, so we've had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now this story comes out. So I'm kind of with Lance. It feels like there was probably some negotiation going back and forth, like probably Saturday morning, the power booster, whoever came to him and said, okay, that's it. How do we want to end this? And Gundy probably said, "Oh, it ain't ended."
Oh, and I got to be honest with you, like that's a tough job. Like, there's people that will want that job because it is a Power 4 job, but now you're talking about arguably the worst Power 4 conference and one of the bottom half teams in that conference.
Well, just going financially, okay, BYU in that league.
Better.
Texas Tech now.
Better.
I'm just people that spend money.
Yeah. Spending money.
Baylor is spending money. Kansas has that new booster guy that just is donating money to that program. Still don't think Colorado's where them and Oklahoma State are about the same place. Kansas State's going to be about the same place.
Iowa State about the same place.
Iowa State's about the same place. But
Arizona probably about the same place.
Yeah, Arizona State probably about the same place. But, I mean, those are 4 big dogs right there that are spending a ton of money. That Oklahoma State, I don't know what Boone Pickens' kids feel like, but Boone Pickens isn't donating what he used to. That makes it a tough gig.
It does. I mean, the names that are immediately going to get mentioned are going to be Alex Golish, which I
would not leave for that.
I don't think I'd jump for that. Ryan Silverfield at Memphis, I guess, is going to start getting mentioned for jobs like this.
Yeah. Already being mentioned for Virginia Tech.
John
Summerall at Tulane is going to get mentioned for this. I don't know that I'll leave any of those jobs for Oklahoma State.
If I'm Ryan Silverfield, maybe.
Silverfield has to be making good money. I'll see if I can find out what he's making.
Well, I'll tell you, this would be interesting because the name had already been mentioned, but Ben Arbuckle, if Oklahoma continues to have a good year, he's extremely young, but Oklahoma State would love to pry a key piece away from Oklahoma.
Yeah. Hey, after watching him run that suck-up hideout play, that had that Oklahoma State vibe to it.
It did.
$2.2 million is what Silverfield's making right now. I mean, Oklahoma State could easily outdo that if they wanted him.
Hey, for all of you that are asking, will Stephen Pearl be on our show every week this upcoming season? We don't know yet. But
generally, the head coach doesn't do that, but it's up to the head coach.
Yeah, it's up to the head coach.
He'll be invited.
Oh,
He'll be invited.
He's welcome anytime he wants to come on.
And boy, we're excited for him. We've become friends with him over the last few years, and we're excited about his venture now, and I assume one of his dreams when you get into coaching to run your own program. He gets to do a good one first at Auburn. So we started the show with that. If you want our thoughts with that, you can catch it on the replay now or go back and get us wherever you get your podcast, Apple and Spotify and everywhere else. Don't forget to go to Rumble. Is that what you want us to follow?
That's right.
Follow on Rumble. Even if you never do anything on Rumble, just go and like and subscribe so I can get Tyler off my back. So he says, don't forget to push Rumble. And I was like, Bumble? And he's like, no, Jim, Rumble. Okay, Rumble.
We just need 100 subscribers for Tyler's big plan here.
Yeah, it's a big plan. You guys will love it if you just get us to 100.
100 subscribers. Rumble.com, just go subscribe.
Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.